What's going on, guys? I am Toxic Jordan. Welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be taking down the Dokkan Ultimate Thrilling Battle, the Speed Battle that we're going to be dealing with here. So that is the name of the game on this one. Quite a few interesting different missions that we have to do. They're going to want us to go through this event clearly quite a few times. There's, missions all the way up to clearing it 7 times. They wanted us to clear it within 5 turns, it looks like, as well. And then they want us to deal max damage at some point on this stage. And then we also have to bring teams with 4 characters of a typing for each of the 5 typings here. And then 1 more mission to complete everything. So yeah, we're going to basically just be taking care of all of that in this video. They don't really give us much information about like the fights or anything ahead of time. So we don't really have that to depend on, so we're just going to kind of jump in blind, because the idea is to do damage here. This is the first team that I've built. I figure we'll be knocking out a couple birds with 1 stone, because we do have 4 AGL units here, so this will count for that mission. What do you guys think? This should be a pretty quick team, yeah? Pretty heavy damaging team, right? We got 4 of the new anniversary headliners. We have a 10th anniversary Super Easy 8, and then just UI Goku casually, but I think if we are able to set it up where we have UI Goku and Super Saiyan 3 Goku as our slot 1s here, then hopefully the dodging in slot 1 is going to help us if there are attacks coming against us, right? I have no idea what to expect here, so let's find out. All right, well, we got to be clicking quickly. All right, yeah, I think we'll just... That's kind of unfortunate that we did roll both Vegetos here, but that's fine. We'll keep the friend unit on rotation because he is rainbowed. Mine's only 55%. I did manage to... oh, see, that saves us a lot of time right there. Okay, you know what I just actually realized? That this is not a time-based event at all. This is not a speed battle event. There were no timed missions, were there? Huh. Am I just, I don't know what made me think this had something to do with speed. Maybe this is just something else entirely. I thought it was like the Dokkan Ultimate Speed Battle thing that we've gotten before. I thought that that's what this was going to be, because they have released those during the anniversary, and then usually at the fan meetup, they'll do like a live version of it. For the people that are actually at the fan meetup, and then the high scores that are set there become the missions for everybody else to clear during the anniversary. I remember last year they actually had a really, really ridiculous time to beat. And a lot of people were upset that it was such a limited time thing. And because this event, like the little banner for the event looks exactly the same as the Dokkan Ultimate Speed Battle, and this event has 3 out of the 4 words in the name are exactly the same, in the same order. So you can see why I was confused. It's also a very short, limited time event during the anniversary. So, yeah, pardon me for that. But I was assuming it was a speed-related thing. I guess for context, for those of you that don't know, this event has been out for like almost a week now. I'm just going to put Vegito in the first slot so that we can get extra counters. Screw it. We will do that. I think that'll be fine. Oh, well, okay, maybe that was a mistake. Are we just gonna be KO'd here? I actually have no idea the power of this event. I guess we're about to find out. Oh, yikes. Okay. All right. So now we can pause and reassess, since this is a completely different event than I thought it was. But yeah, this event has been out for about a week now, and I have not like touched it or anything yet. So yeah, I just completely assumed. But then I realized as I started recording here that, wait a minute, there are no timed missions for this. This isn't a timed event at all. This has nothing to do with speed. So interesting. Okay, but with the same things in mind, we are going to go ahead and jump back in with the same team. That is still going to be a very powerful team for us. No, I was going to say maybe we would take Vegito off. I'm actually not a super big fan of that character, and what just happened to us right there is exactly why. But I think we'll go ahead and leave it, because we do still need 4 AGL units on a run, right? So he is probably going to be one of the better AGL units that we could include here. Maybe like, I suppose. Okay, if worst case, if he ends up getting us KO'd again, what we will do is we will switch our leader from the Vegito into Gogeta. That way we can have the Successor's Leader skill, and then we can add Beerus, right? Because I'm pretty sure, yeah, everybody else is a Pure Saiyan or a Fuse Fighter. Oh, not Gohan. But he should be on... Is he going to be on Successors or no? He's not. Oh, shoot. Okay, so we would lose Gohan in that case. Yeah, I think we're fine here. I think this is fine. If anything, worst case scenario, we could always just fish for another... you know, for another AGL unit. There are plenty to choose from. I'm sure we could find something suitable. Okay, well, based on the sheer amount of missions and, you know, how many runs we're going to have to do, I am probably going to opt to move very quickly through these as well. Oh my goodness, that's actually insane. Okay, well, we're going to go again. We do have, like, 2 dodging units that we can reliably put in slot 1, right? Is this a thing of... Okay, wait a minute. On the very first turn, I made a comment that it was really good. Either it was UI Goku or Super Saiyan 3 Goku, one of the two of them, dodged right in the first slot. And I was like, oh, that's good because he dodged a super, which I commented saved us time because I still thought we were doing the whole timed mission thing, right? And of course, we get both of our slot 1s on the first rotation. That's a little bit annoying. No big deal, though. We'll make it work. Or actually, we might not make it work. And here's why. Because of the point I just interrupted myself on. That. It looks like this guy's guaranteed to super in slot 1. So you're actually going to need to dodge in slot 1 in order to live that. And we did just put a rainbowed Vegito there, and he still took all that damage. Even with all the damage reduction that he had, he wasn't able to survive with our full HP bar. So, unfortunately, I think that means unless we dodge with whatever character's coming up next, we're just going to lose again. But yeah, so, okay, I mean, this is what we get with a blind team, right? We had no idea what we were going to be facing off against. Now we have a bit of information. We know that there's a guaranteed slot 1 super. So we can work with that. I think it's just going to be probably a good idea to bring a couple more dodging units. So yeah, maybe Vegito is going to have to come off the team. But the tricky thing is, if I take off one of the AGL units, then it has to be replaced by an AGL unit as well, right? For the mission, at least. So, But yeah, I'm also going to have to do this for every single typing. And it's going to be the exact same stage every time. So I guess another thing to consider here, right, is if there's going to be multiple phases to this fight, that's the next thing we're going to have to see. Okay, well, I mean, we can assume that there's a super there. So, like, we just lose, I guess? What is this friend? It's probably an offense build. The friend unit's always an offense build. Yeah, full additional. So he's got 6 dodge. I might just put my Vegito. Well, my Vegito has a full offensive build because I built him ages ago, right? And my Gohan is 55%, and I haven't put equips on my guys yet. I did manage to get them all SA or Link level 10 by this point, but I have not bothered putting equips yet. Okay, so literally we're just gonna die here. Okay, well, let's just let's just get this run over with then, and then we will we'll regroup. We might have to completely rebuild our team here to see, but oh goodness. And super. Oh, shoot. Okay. So I guess it's not guaranteed then? Every turn? Okay, we're still learning. We do know he can't be stunned or sealed. He has the immunity to those status effects, so that's good. But it looks like he can be attack lowered, so that's probably going to be a relevant thing as well. Okay, it's possible I should switch gears here and go for... Okay, so now we're dead, right? Or we are post-super, so maybe we're going to be fine here. Yeah. But yeah, maybe I should be switching to take a look at the extreme class units that I could be using, because there are some pretty good, you know, slot 1 dodgers. Int Janemba, the Super Easy A, comes to mind. If we were to run like an uncontrollable power build, do all the Brolys and stuff, that could be cool. There's quite a few, I feel like there's quite a few more extreme class units that have the ability to lower attack or greatly lower attack than like super types, right? So yeah, we could probably find some good attack lowerers. Probably the best one is going to be Int Buhan, which is actually funny that both of those units are Int against this phase. Okay, well, this is perfect. We're going to go ahead and transform into the Great Ape. Get a free turn in here. Okay, he's doing a lot of healing. I would assume there's probably not a second phase. Yeah, probably not, right? If there is, this is a pretty brutal fight. Because with that amount of HP that he was healing, I think that was 90 million. Or was it only 9? Yeah, I think that was 90 million that he healed. That's pretty brutal. Or actually, no. It would have been 9 million, right? It would have been 9 million. Because the, when we had that burst mode for the Red Zone Kid Buu stage and people were playing it on max, we were realizing that with everything, you know, turned all the way up, he was healing 72 million, and that was, like, ridiculous, right? So there's no way he's healing 90 million right here. It's definitely 9 million. I just misread that. But yeah, still, that is a considerable amount of healing, right? It's not everything, but it is a good amount. If you consider the fact that I guess if he's doing that every turn, then that is going to add up over time, right? And we can actually perfectly calculate that. So by the time we get to the end of this phase, we can glance at what turn number it is. And then we can just multiply that by our 9 million and see exactly how much he's healed. Minus 1 turn, because he didn't do it on turn 1. Oh, okay, it looks like he is not doing it here either. Okay, well, maybe that's the way that they're balancing this fight a little bit, is just kind of giving him these really incredible abilities, like Slot 1 supering and, you know, in the good amount of healing that he's getting, but then not having those abilities guaranteed, so he's got, like, a chance to proc them, or maybe they go every other turn or something. We'll see. I feel like it's never as satisfying when you're facing off against a fight that has that kind of RNG, right? I mean, most fights do have some RNG at least, but, like, you know, for example, like, you go through the Goku Frieza fight or something, right? Which is usually when you jump in there to try to attempt it, you're going to lose a couple times before you win. It's that hard, right? There's just too many boss gimmicks to handle with only one item to be able to use, right? Like, chances are you're going to get caught with something, unless you're using, like, the pinnacle of the peak best team in the game, right? But every now and then you'll get those runs where, you know, you get, like, to the final phase of Goku Frieza, and then you get a little bit lucky with your damage, so you only had, like, 2 turns to deal attacks on them before you KO'd them, and you just managed to not ever see a super attack launched. They just didn't super on turn 1, and then you killed them on turn 2 before they supered, and then you're like, what the heck, I win for free, right? So those kind of things can happen here and there, but I feel like it's never as satisfying of a win when that kind of thing happens. That has happened to me quite a few times, because a lot of the times I don't research these stages and stuff before doing them. I just kind of go with it and, like, hop in. At least at first, just to kind of check it out initially. If, you know, unless I'm, like, really late to the game, sometimes I'll, you know, catch a YouTube video here or there, and see a little bit of what the event is about. But yeah, a lot of the time I just go in blind, and sometimes I do get that lucky on that first, like, run through that I do. I've had situations in the past where I'll make a YouTube video on something, and it'll be like, I just got through it super easily. I was like, okay, yeah, wow, I guess this event was kind of a slouch. It wasn't really that big of a deal. And then I post the video, and then I go watch some other people play it, or I see what people are talking about with the event within the community, talking about some really toxic phase in the boss fight that has some crazy mechanic. And then it just happened to not proc on my run, and so I just didn't even know about it and won for free. So that is kind of can be a feel-good thing, but I guess it just doesn't give you as much bragging rights, right? It also doesn't provide as good of a guide as far as, you know, the YouTube video is concerned, if I'm not even facing the tough boss things that, like, people might be coming to the video to see in the first place, right? All right, well, it looks like it is just that one phase, so this is probably not going to be too bad. We got the AGL mission out of the way, and then we also got the 5-turn mission out of the way, so that part is done. We'll go ahead and collect these rewards. Sweet. It looks like we're going to be getting some Link skill orbs, as well as Kais and Stones. This is like the 3 best things that they could give me. This is wonderful. We are even getting the large ones. This is actually huge. This is really, really big, because they've only given these out a couple of times. For the most part, these large orbs right here have been fully, like, behind a paywall, right? They give you a very, very small amount from Pets on Battle now. And the little sticker rewards that you can redeem for stuff in the Baba Shop, you can buy some of those, but you literally need 200 of those stickers in order to get one of those rainbow orbs right there. So yeah, it's like an astronomical price, and honestly not even worth getting. But yeah, and then they've given them out on like 1 or 2 other special events here or there. But that is just about it. So that is actually pretty exciting if there's going to be a lot more of those in here. Okay, so let's go ahead and see. Okay, so this is obviously just a ticker for how many times we've played it. So we don't have to worry about that. But it looks like we do have to hit the damage cap as well. So that will be interesting. I didn't pay attention to if it will let us bring items. I don't think so, though. Let's go take a look at that. Or I guess I'll glance at that. I'm going to make a cut here and build my next team with one of these typings here. Alright, so we're ready to go here with the next team. We're going to go for tech this time around. That way, made it simple. I was able to keep half the team the same. Didn't even have to change my leader or anything. And yeah, we can't use support items or support memories. So they want us to hit that damage cap raw. They do not want us messing around here. So we probably could nuke it. So I think what we'll do is with each of these teams, we are going to keep damage in mind and try to hit the damage cap with these teams. So maybe I will, the part of the strat here, the reason why I took off, one of the units I removed here was the Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Because that turn of him going into the Great Ape and everything caused a lot of damage and ate up one of our turns where we could actually be rotating to potentially get some transformations off or some active skills that are going to help us do more damage, right? So maybe, you know, we could potentially end up seeing a Gogeta come out or something like that, right? So that's the idea this time. Hopefully taking Super Saiyan 3 Goku off is going to help us, you know, buff our characters a little more. I guess because I am, talking about limiting the damage output, we might as well not transform Broly here. Because he won't be attacking. Alright, cool. Slot 1 super again. No worries for Goku. Let's see. Okay, so we are probably gonna keep the other Broly on rotation. We might not even survive the next turn. We don't really have a slot 1 unit. So that is a bit of a pickle. We'll see though. Maybe we'll get lucky. But yeah, we're going to want to keep Broly on rotation just to make sure that the 2 Brolys can be side by side. But the tough thing is that right now with where Gogeta is at. So, okay, the ideal, like, very, very peak thing that could happen here that would actually potentially get us to that damage cap is if we have the AGL Gogeta out, because his active skill is going to provide a massive support to the rotation, right? And on that rotation, if we can also have the 2 Tech Brolys side by side linked up together, and this Tech Broly here's active skill turn, then yeah, like all of that at once, we would absolutely hit the damage cap, right? So that's kind of what my plan was for the team, but our rotations don't look like they're going to allow that this time around. We did get, oh, actually, yes. Wait, because we can keep the 2 of them here now. When does the active go up for him to be able to fuse? The fusion is, oh, it's all the way at the 5th turn. Yeah, so that actually doesn't work out, because on the next rotation on turn 4, we're gonna have to rotate off one of the units, and then it won't be until turn 6 that we see him come back to be able to fuse, right? And we're probably gonna KO them before this. Okay, maybe the active skills are actually a little bit too late for this to work. Oh, shucks. Okay, I don't know if that's going to work. Well, we'll just play it out normally and continue to try to win. We'll see what happens. No big deal if we're not able to do it here. I'm just going to continue to do this same strategy throughout. And we'll see if we can make something work. And then if not, worst case scenario, at the end, if we still have to do that 99 million mission, after we've gotten all the other type restricted missions out of the way, then we'll just nuke it. We'll just bring a nuking team in here. And we'll actually, I mean, okay, I see what they're doing here. So now I'm assuming that the slot 1 super is guaranteed on turn 1, so that you don't have the ability to freely nuke the stage. Because if you just bring a nuke lead with the 35%, attack per key sphere, then you're just gonna get KO'd right away at the beginning of the very first thing, right? So, yeah, that is tricky. I really wonder what they want you to do here. Because you would think if they actually wanted you to get out the AGL Gogeta active, if that's like the point here, that they would make the event have a lot more HP so that you can actually guaranteed get to that point, right? Because our characters are kind of like tearing through this boss. We don't have like that many turns, right? We'll see. Yeah, that genuinely might end up being a little bit of a tricky thing. I'm really trying to massage my brain right now to think of like what possible strategy we could go with. Another thing that's coming to mind is Glorio as a possibility. I might consider running like a Glorio team. I actually do have a decent idea with that. We could run, we might be able to run something like a half nuke team where we do like our leader is, oh man, this is a sucky turn because, okay, well, let's at least put the friend Vegito in slot 1 because he's going to have a little more defense, but I really hope that's not a super attack or we're probably done for. But I just don't want, the one in the last slot that has to take all those attacks and not have any links active. That is not my idea of a good time. Oh, geez. Okay. Well, I think that's GG here, unfortunately. We'll have to jump back in. Oh, shoot. Okay, well, I clearly made the wrong choice there. No problem, though. Is what it is. Let's see. Everybody here... Oh, well, okay, we need the tech leader skill. I was considering just switching to the AGL Gogeta for both. Because Gogeta's going to be able to do ultimately more in one attack, whereas Vegito might put out more damage overall, but that's just because of continuous counters. Sorry about that, my headset just shut off on me. But yeah, that's because of continuous counters, but without... like being able to do all the damage in one hit, then that's not going to be very beneficial for us, right? As far as that mission is concerned. Okay. So the exact same thing happened again, where it's not going to be till turn 6. Oh, and we know we have a slot 1 super. No, okay. We had AGL UI in slot 7, and the other Tech Broly is on turn 2. I almost feel like with this team here, there's really no point in even starting and jumping into the fight if we can see that we don't have a slot 1 unit on turn 1. Because then this is just going to keep happening, right? So we'll just keep that in mind before we actually fully jump in. Yeah, like we'll just go to here. Okay, we have Goku now, so we're fine. And again, no Gogeta on turn 1. Ugh, my goodness. I want him on turn 1 so he can get that active right on turn 5. That would be the most ideal thing. Oh, wait. It's just turn 5. Oh, he's slot 7, so we're good. He is going to come around onto this rotation, and we'll be fine. But both Brolys are on the other rotation, which means I'm not going to be able to have them linked up on turn 5, unfortunately. But I think the priority is going to make sure to get that well, they're both like the exact the one that's currently in Super Saiyan form. We're gonna get him onto the rotation over here so that basically the way our rotation is already set up next turn, that's just how we're gonna leave it. But yeah, because that Tech Broly hits a lot harder. So he is going to look quite good next to Gogeta. I didn't even see if he supered. I'm assuming that he did. I think we have figured out that pattern at this point. Alright, well this is going to be a pretty beefy first turn, I guess, as far as damage is concerned. Oh, wow. I guess I'm just learning that now, too. I don't know if we've had it... Surely we've had some attacks that have procced that. I just didn't notice. He has the damage threshold. We just did 0 damage. If you ever do actually 0, like 0 damage, then that's because they have a damage threshold. So if you don't do enough damage, then you will just do nothing, right? Which obviously with the units that we've got in here isn't really a huge deal. But that probably means that additional normal attacks aren't really going to do much, especially without critical hits, right? Because you can tell if it crit or not. Even the 0 that you get will show in the gold text if it crit. Ooh, I love this OST. This is Daima Goku. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait for the dub to be finished for Dragon Ball Daima as a side little tangent here. I consider doing some episode reviews for it. I still might do that a little bit later. At this point, it's a little bit late. Like, the anniversary started, so there's just kind of no hope with... All of a sudden, I'm having an idea of keeping the Brolys together, rotating Gogeta onto this rotation, and then on turn 6, I will have all 3 of them. Wow. I think I actually am going to do that. Okay. But yeah, the anniversary started, so it was just kind of hard to, you know, fit that in. I'm honestly having a tough time keeping up with all the content that they're releasing, just with anything else like going on in my life, because YouTube isn't like my full-time job. I wouldn't even consider it a job. It's definitely a hobby for me. I don't really make money off of it yet. I mean, I make like a little bit, like pocket change, but that's about it. So yeah, I don't have all the time in the world to do it. I have an entire job to do aside from this. So, yeah, maybe I will do those episode reviews, but I am just very excited that the dub is in progress right now, and I can't wait for it to be finished, because that is going to be my standard for starting to talk about Dragon Ball Daima on the channel more, right? Obviously, anything that gets released into Dokkan is fair game. Once it's been released to the public in that way, then, like, you gotta pretty much assume it's gonna be covered on my channel. So, you know, the spoilers are gonna be, like, out the window at that point. But yeah, there are some really cool things that have happened within the anime that I want to talk about because of their potential future in Dokkan, right? But obviously we're still in spoiler range, even just with like the most recent episode, right? I would not be just out here revealing whatever things, just in case there are people who haven't watched the series yet and they're waiting. But yeah, once the dub is fully finished, it's like, hey, if you haven't watched it at that point, it's gonna be on you. So, I figure at that point, anyone that really wanted to will have, so. Okay, what did I say I was gonna do? I'm floating Gogeta, right? Yeah. Okay, so this is going to give us that, awkward moment on turn 5 again, where we have the 2 Tech Vegetos, but, it's gonna be turn 5. So, you know what that means. Well, okay. Well, actually, I'm not... There's no way he got hit. There's no way he got hit. Wow. Alright. That's... Dang, this is hard. This event is hard. Alright, before I second guess the team too hard, let me give it a couple more goes. Let me give it a couple more. I think we'll be good here. Both of our slot 1s are on turn 1 again. That's fantastic. Okay. Where is Gogeta? Turn 2 again. And we don't have a slot 1 unit on turn 2. That's annoying. I'm gonna keep Broly. No. What do I want to do? Yeah, I'm gonna keep Broly on rotation. And then I'll float. Okay, yeah. So we're gonna keep Broly on. We're gonna float UI Goku off, and then we're going to float Gogeta off on the next rotation. And then on... Oh, that actually will work out, because he's on turn 2 now, so if we float him around, then on turn 5, he'll be with both Brolys. Because on turn 3, we're going to get the slot 7 Broly to link up with our slot 1 Broly here. Gosh, this Broly is so good, dude. Slot 1 super, and he double-digit tanks it. You gotta love that. But yeah, so okay, we are again set up for turn 5 success. We just gotta not, you know, that was our 1 in 1,000 Goku dodges that failed. So we should be good for like the remainder of the night. Sick. I just sat down to start my recording session at the beginning of this video. I'm gonna record as much as I can. Yeah, I guess it's gonna depend how long it takes us to get through this event, but yeah, I will record quite a few videos tonight if I can, so good thing we got our 1 UI Goku dodge fail out of the way early, so we don't have to worry about it for the rest of the night. For those that aren't on the same page, I am completely memeing, but he is just such a good dodge unit that it is unlikely he will actually take another dodge. So a lot of the times I do go like an entire recording session, an entire day worth of, you know, content grinding without ever seeing him get hit by an attack. It does happen. But there also have been days where I've seen him die 2 runs in a row, you know? So, just depends. Alright, so this is the crappy turn, but this is the only way we can play it, really. Let's double check his build. Okay, yeah, he has a considerable amount of dodge. Look at that. That's actually a pretty good build for this guy. Accidentally clicked the link. Oops. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I think that's probably better than this. Yeah. Okay. Ooh. All right. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, it's still gonna be like a hit or miss deal. If he gets hit, we're done. So hopefully he doesn't get hit, or just hopefully there's no super. Yeah. There we go. Now we should be fine, because everyone should be safe after supering, right? I actually kind of hope that the super attack is in the middle slot, because, oh, well, okay. Because, yeah, he's going to double-digit tank this, right? And so would our slot 3 Gogeta. But I think possibly, oh, well, he actually didn't. But he didn't take as much damage as I would have hoped, because I was hoping we could get below the HP threshold for the AGLUI revive to activate for the next turn. Just in case some silly shenanigans happens again, right? Oh, wait, I completely forgot. I floated UI Goku, so he's not even there. Then I guess it's fine that we tanked that. Okay, how are we doing on health here? As far as enemy health, enemy HP. Okay, 2 bars down. Okay, it's only turn 2, so, I mean, on average, right now, we're doing a bar per turn, so we should have plenty of turns left. Oh, well, that's not true, because this turn isn't over yet. We still have Gogeta. Okay, so maybe, like, a bar and a quarter per turn, bar and a half per turn. Either way, that should still be enough to get us to turn 5. That's the only real thing that we need to do here, right? Because I'm pretty sure... I actually can't remember what the active skill activation condition is going to be once we turn into Gogeta. Okay, I have to remind myself about this Broly kit, because I did just pull him. This is literally my first time actually ever using him. So let me see. I believe he only gets all that stuff for 1 turn. So, yeah, for 1 turn, for 1 turn, for 1 turn. Okay, so now he just has 200% defense and guard, which is putting him at 160k. Okay, so he's definitely got to transform, right? But he is like not a slot 1 unit still, right? Like, I can't imagine his kit changed by that much to where he's still a slot 1 beast. Oh, as the first attacker in turn, he gets 200% additional before attacking. He's also got a ton of damage. Okay, he'll be fine. He'll be all right. He will be good. Let's keep him right where he's at. Okay, I'm actually gonna opt to grab this singular green orb for a little extra healing, little extra cushion of HP there, and then also less damage output, so that we can potentially survive a little bit longer. Since we're starting to get the transformations off and stuff, we're gonna definitely be doing more damage per turn, right? Oh yeah, that's what we want to see. Okay, so he doesn't have that extra 200% defense, but he still has a lot of damage reduction, and I assume he raised defense on super. Yeah, so he's good there. Okay, well, I feel pretty comfy with basically the whole team. As long as they're post-super, they should be living. Maybe everybody except this guy. He's definitely the weakest defensive unit on the team, right? And then we're going to be able to transform with the other Tech Gogeta, right? I can't actually remember what the turn restriction is on that one. I know we have to be above like 70% HP or 77% HP, so we should be fine there, but yeah, I can't remember. Or wait, is it below that HP? I think it's actually below the HP threshold. I guess I'm not remembering after all. I guess we're going to find out on this next turn. I think it is still too early turn-wise for us to transform him, though. Not that that's a huge deal, just trying to keep track here. Okay, so it is turn 4 and above 77. Got it. I did have my thoughts in the right process. Okay, this is good. We're going to launch the fusion active immediately for that reason right there. I wanted to be able to see where that super attack was going to be. Okay, so we'll just keep AGLUI there, I guess. I mean, we could also do this, because then we wouldn't be risking UI Goku not dodging, and this guy's got 80% damage reduction, right? I'm pretty sure it's not just before attacking, but it's just whenever. For 5 turns, he's got 40% damage reduction, 40%. Yeah, he's got 80% damage reduction. Oh, he also has the nullification for unarmed super attacks. And he has a high chance to evade when the super attack happens. Yeah, he's definitely going to be fine. 100% he'll be fine. And then I'm just to make sure that we savor some HP here and don't actually like kill or anything. I'm just not going to use the UI Goku active. It's just free damage. That's all it's giving us. And then it will make it so that, right, like his first super attack that he does usually only has a 50% chance to crit, but once you do the active skill, then it's just going to have a 100% chance to crit, so we're guaranteed going to do extra damage. Or I guess it's a possibility of extra damage, because we might have done that damage already if we just coincidentally critted. But yeah, look, like Gogeta's going in super hard here. With the multiple critical hits. So yeah, I definitely want him to at least be able to survive to next turn, right? Okay, so the other thing to consider is that we did have to float Gogeta. Obviously, the most ideal situation, which we never got the opportunity to try, would have been to have AGL Gogeta in turn 1, so that we can have 2 solid turns of attack stacking before transforming him into Gogeta, and that would affect his damage a lot, right? But he only got like 2 super attacks off at the end of that turn 2, and then he's just been gone the whole time. So yeah, I can't imagine that we're just gonna hit that 99 million that freely, so probably not. But we'll see what this next turn looks like. We finally got the rotation we wanted, just under suboptimal conditions, so we'll see. Okay, and we need to stop doing attacks now. There we go. Does not have that much HP left for us to work with here. So the really convenient thing. Okay, awesome. Right on cue, we get the Broly transformation. And the really convenient thing is that we have that Scouter up now, right? So we should be safe on this turn. Okay, awesome. There we go. There we go. Okay, so now we got to play this. We do have to play this a little bit strategically, right? We've got a lot going on here. We have an active skill on everybody and a reversible exchange. We got a lot of things to consider. There's also a slot 1 super. No. Okay, well, I think that answers one question. Okay, hold on. I need to very quickly assess something here. Brand new cards, a lot of these to me, so I'm just getting used to the kits. So let's first take a glance at the fusion. So the active skill here, once we go into Gogeta, let's take a look at what we're working with. So we're getting a massive attack and defense raise. So that's really good as far as the damage he's going to be doing. Okay, 60% damage reduction, some supporting, buffs when attacking, buffs when receiving an attack. A lot of damage per rainbow key sphere. Okay. And then he also does have the Scouter. And he's also getting damage reduction for every rainbow key sphere on top of the 60% he has here. So I'm not too worried about that slot 1 super, honestly. I think we will go ahead and transform him. And then as much as I wanted to do this stuff with the Brolys, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to because Gogeta has to go in slot 1 and there's no HP left. Okay, so we do actually have access to the transformed active skill here as well. So this is going to finish him. Got it. It is a big attack buff. So my idea was getting to this, right? Because all allies attack and defense 54% and attacks effective against all types for 1 turn. That was going to be huge for the Brolys to do potentially get to that damage cap, but there just not enough HP left. We would have had to put one of the Brolys in slot 1, but the thing is this also does an attack because it causes ultimate damage to enemy. So I'm pretty sure right now when we launch this, we're just going to KO. So I guess we might as well put him in the middle slot. He's not getting any extra links, but whatever. Yeah, so let's just launch it and then... Oh, wait, really quick. I guess I need to make sure that these other 2 active skills don't provide support first, because that will make him hit harder, right? I don't think that they do, but we'll just make sure. Okay, yeah, this is only giving himself attack for the turn, not Broly, or not Gogeta. And then I actually have no idea what this active skill does. Let's see. It just gives him stats. Okay. Yeah, all right, well, let's go ahead and launch this active and see. Okay, yeah, that wasn't even close. So the damage cap was another 60 million higher than that. 68 million, actually. So, yeah, that's a bit of a bummer. But still, because there's that slot 1 super, I do have to put Gogeta in the first slot. So it really doesn't matter anything with these Brolys. I'm just going to leave the rotation how it is and just quickly click through. And so it's just going to be up to Gogeta to survive here for a moment. And then I guess, hopefully... the active skill that he just procced, it does give him that buff for this turn as well. So I guess I hope that this attack that he does right here is going to be massive. Oh shoot, I didn't even realize. Did I select a lot of rainbow orbs? I didn't even look at how, like, what rainbow orbs I was clicking. I needed to do that though, huh? Oops. Maybe oops. Okay, yeah, that did even less than the active. All right, I think that just definitely wasn't the run for the whole max damage thing, because of how scuffed it was getting that rotation put together, right? We just didn't get enough attacks off with Gogeta early on. Maybe it's a thing of we're going to have to come in with, like, the Glorio team or something. He should be on accelerated battle, so I think we'll be all right there. Okay, well, we at least hit the 30 million, so we got one of them out of the way. That's good. And we did the tech characters. All right, so yeah, now we're going to go build a team with int characters, and we'll dive back in. All right, this is going to be our int setup here. So we did opt to switch to the extreme side for this one. So again, our damage guy is Broly. So hopefully with the int Broly domain and then linked up with one of those Brolys, maybe we could see something cool happen. Okay, this is a pretty... bad first turn. We have all type disadvantage here, right? Maybe I should have saved int for last. This is probably going to be the hardest one. just because we got all that type disadvantage to deal with. And then this first turn is going to be really weird because we know we have to deal with a slot 1 super attack. But we'll see. Maybe Boo will have what it takes to handle things. We do have the domain helping us out, but I think... Oh, actually, wait. The domain might be buffing this guy as well. Because the domain is going to activate against... Yeah. He's going to be getting 15% attack. Okay. Well, that's a little bit scary. We might just be done immediately right here. I guess we'll see. We are going to get all of the rainbow orbs that we need to max out Boo's passive there, so that's good. Okay, I'm a little scared for what comes next, but I guess we'll see. Okay, no dodge coming in clutch for us, so let's see what the damage is here. Okay, so we did survive. That's enough. That's all we really needed. Just had to survive there. We do have Int Janemba in slot 7, so he is about to become our slot 1 unit here. So that's very good. And with all these... Oh, we actually have quite a bit of healing that's going to come in, too. I'm pretty sure that Buhan's going to be able to get us healed back to full in, like, a turn or something. So we should be fine here, because we have both of our Janembas split onto the opposite rotations, right? So we'll keep one rotation of Int Janemba and Int Buhan, and then whoever else going in slot 3. And then on the other rotation, we'll do the physical Janemba and the tech Broly. And then that way, once we're ready to try and dish out all of that damage with tech Broly, we can make sure to have him linked on one of the turns where one of the Int Brolys is going to be in slot 3, right? Okay, so Boo has the revive. We can't split our rotations now because they're good. So if we're going to try and take advantage of that revive at any point for any reason, we're probably going to have to do that a little bit later. I do want to first try and focus on hitting that damage cap if we can, and then we will maybe focus on that, like, revive bit later. Okay, we still have enough rainbow orbs with that selection there. We should be fine for the next turn. I did just eat up a lot of the int orbs, though, unfortunately, which would have been kind of clutch. All right, awesome. A dodge coming in from Janemba, so we don't have to worry about that super attack. That's the first bit of good news. I'm actually curious to see what kind of damage some of these units are going to take. I mean, I think Broly will be fine, but I am a little bit concerned about Boo, honestly. Just the saving grace is that he has the ability to revive for us. And then, funkily enough, he also has the survive KO attacks, which could actually really screw you if you end up getting to 1 HP on the last attack for the turn, and then you just go on to the next rotation and you only have 1 HP. It's like, well, it would have been better if you just got KO'd, right? Because then you'd get the revive and you'd at least be able to survive the next turn. But if you, I suppose if you pair it alongside, you know, a solid healing build, because usually, like, all the Boo cards and stuff, the cards that would be on his leader skill anyway, are going to have a lot of healing abilities. So I guess maybe that's the idea, is that you go down to 1 HP at the end of the rotation, and then on the next turn you just get a bunch of healing because of the end of turn plus start of turn stuff. And then, you know, upon your orb selection, you get more healing, and then by the time the enemy's actually attacking you again, you're at much higher than 1 HP. So kind of like what we're seeing happen here, right? We're just passively moving our way back up that HP bar, and now we're back to 77%. Okay, so obviously we're going to put Janemba in slot 1. That 90% chance to dodge is just definitely something to rely on. Okay, and then we're able to get the 3 rainbow orbs for Boo, max out his passive again, and we get all of that healing. And then same thing here with this Broly, we also get healing, and now, boom, we're back to 100% HP, baby. So yeah, we can tank a 600k super any day of the week with this team. Holy moly. That was quite something. All right. Well, that is definitely the kind of damage I like seeing. That was a pretty good turn from Janemba there. and we're getting hit with a super. Ooh. Right after I was going on about all of his dodging ability. Well, I guess, like, what is it, 20? It's either 20 or 30% of it falls off after he attacks, right? He only really has that 90% in slot 1 before he attacks. But then, obviously, as you can see, all he needs to do is build up a little bit, and then he's fine anyway. So, no biggie, no biggie. Okay, unfortunate news, folks. I think I did a bit of a misplay. I did activate my Broly's domain, not the friend Broly domain. And I believe with the start of this turn here, it's about to deactivate. If I remember correctly, it only applies for 3 turns. And now we have my Broly here again, so we can't get the domain back up for the extra damage. Which means our plan is again foiled. So we have the active skill turn for him. We're going to get all of this awesome damage on him. He is linked up with the Int Broly, but because it's the wrong of the 2 Brolys, because I misplayed, I keep forgetting that usually the best way to do it is you want to keep the one, like if they are on the same turn by coincidence, you want to keep them on rotation. The one that you're activating the domain for, you want to keep on rotation and then rotate the other one off, because this is what will happen. They'll end up on the other rotation. Sorry about that. My headset shut off again. But yeah, they'll end up on the rotation, you know, for the very next turn after the domain deactivates. So yeah, just something to consider. I've actually made that misplay multiple times before, so I'm a little bit upset at myself for that. Though, 65 million attack stat, that's good. We could do this with a crit. Oh, no crit. Oh no, that hurts so bad. Okay, well, the fact that we only did 35 million without the crit makes me think we probably wouldn't have hit that full damage cap with the crit there. So I don't feel too bad about that. But man, that's so annoying. Dang. You know what that does mean, though? That means if we did have the domain up and we crit, that would have been the 99 million. So at least we know that this is possible, right, with this team. So we will continue on, since we're going to get the KO here. We'll continue on with the next team. I'll go ahead and build my next typing, which I believe is going to be STR. And then, yeah, we'll follow through with the physical and whatever. And then from that point on, if we haven't gotten it yet, at least we know that there's a specific build that can get there. And that was actually very easy with that team. Are you kidding me? I was expecting that to be one of the harder runs because of all the type disadvantage, but that team is just so busted that, like, that was free. Alright, so there we go. We cleared it 3 times, 4 int characters. Awesome. Some more rewards there. Alright, I will be right back with an STR team. Alright, so we've got our STR team build set up here. A little bit of a funkier one. Typically I was trying to go with, like, whatever, like, I would have basically started by filtering for STR leaders, and I kind of settled on Beast Gohan would have been the best option, but then because we need to have 4 STR units on the team, our selection of units with his leader skill was actually pretty piss poor. So I was like, you know what, screw it, what am I doing here? Let's just go use the new anniversary headliners, duh. So now with this team, we have AGL Gogeta as our leader finally, so we're going to be able to jump in and probably much more easily see one on turn 1 and then potentially get the attack buildups that we were talking about before. We did include 2 UI Gokus so that we could potentially have some good luck with slot 1 dodging and all that. And then 2 Super Easy A's, obviously. And I did bring the new Hercule. I actually haven't really even looked at his kit. I don't know what he does like at all, but I heard that he's pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and try him out. We will figure that out as we go. Okay, and again, no, I refuse to accept this. We're not, there's no slot 1, there's no turn 1 Gogeta. Again. No, absolutely not. I am immediately abandoning Quest, and we are going to try that again. I didn't bring 2 of them on the team so that we could still not see him in turn 1. This is ridiculous. I have a very shocking suspicion that that's all we're going to need to do. It's going to be that simple for us to get, for us to get all of the damage that we need. Where's JKD? Oh, he's disappeared because I was using it before. He had really good equips. I want to get one that's got a lot of attack-based equips on it for the maximum damage. Just considering that this is proving to be a little bit of a challenge. I might as well bring one of the rainbowed ones. I guess we'll bring Slut Muffins, because he's got the additional on there. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, Rainbow is going to be better than nothing. Okay, there we go. Now we finally have one on turn 1. Sweet, and we do have an AGL UI, so cross our fingers that STR UI is on turn 2 and not slot 7. And he's slot 7, of course. Okay, so now it's going to be a gamble whether we survive turn 2 or not. That's great. Love to see that. I think I want to prioritize getting all those orbs with Gogeta instead of... Yeah, that way we can make sure to get that full 24 key super. Okay, let's take a look at Hercule's kit real quick. I'm not really sure what's going on here. Okay, so we're greatly stacking attack and getting great raises on defense for 1 turn, on top of high chance to stun, which doesn't matter in this fight. Okay, we're supporting Earth Protecting Heroes. For every attack received or evaded, we're getting some defense buffs. And then when there's an Earth Protecting Hero attacking in the same turn, we get 45% evasion. And then before receiving an attack, the damage reduction rate is 90%. And then after receiving a chance, receiving an attack, the chance to evade is 40. So it just goes... Oh, interesting. Okay, so he starts with 90% damage reduction, and then after the first attack is taken, then it changes into he gets a bunch more dodge. Interesting. Okay, that is actually really, really good. Cool. Alright, well, he is not a bad support unit. I guess we're just gonna do that. He should be fine either way, I imagine. Because, yeah, we know that on turn 1, the super attack comes right away, right? So we know that Hercule's only gonna have to deal with normal attacks anyway, so he should be perfectly fine. But yeah, that is kind of an interesting kit, wow. Especially because he already has the dodge built in there. I need to definitely go and give him some dodge equips. He's only 55% for me, so the hidden potential system isn't giving him any. But yeah, he definitely is a full dodge unit. My goodness. Oh, actually, it was probably a good shout that I didn't spend all those key spheres on AGL UI. He was already at 24 key by the time he had dodged all those attacks, because he gets like 3 key every time he dodges, right? Alright, there we go. Get these attack raises. Want to see as many super attacks as possible. I guess it's a good thing that we're... Oh, this is mine. This is the 55% one. Okay, so again, could be more optimal. Had we gotten the friend unit on turn 1, that would have been better, because he's the rainbowed one, so he's the one that we actually would have wanted to see on our turn 5 do all that damage. Well, we still can. Okay, well, yeah, we can, but he's on turn 2, so I would have to float him off, right? I think it might actually be a better idea for us to just plan on keeping him in the front as well. Dude, that's a lot of attacks up front. That's a lot of attacks. Okay, I need to read AGL Gogeta's, or STR Gogeta's passive again. Okay, 200% stats, 100% when attacking, so that's not... And then second or third, yeah, he's not a slot 1 unit. He is not a slot 1 unit. Oh, goodness. Okay, well, that is rough. So we're just gonna have to hope that there's no super up there, or we're just done for, I guess. Yeah, this might be bad because we didn't get the other UI Goku when we needed him. But we are going to be giving some support with Broly, or with Gogeta, that he just selected those rainbow orbs, and then the same thing is going to happen again with Broly. So we are going to have a considerable amount of defense on Gogeta up at the front there. But yeah, I guess we're going to see if it's enough. And remember, it just needs to be enough to survive, because these teams that I'm building are good enough. They're basically all good enough that post-super, we can double-digit tank everything, including the super attacks, right? So, there we go. We just, all we had to do was actually tank it. And then now that we're going to get off our super attack, there we go. Now we're going to be free to live for the rest of the turn. So we're just going to have to see how this plays out as we go a little bit farther forward, as far as, like, the amount of damage that we're doing. Because obviously we can't get to Gogeta until turn 5, so if we're doing like way too much damage before then then we are going to be forced to use our Gogeta on turn 5, if it's looking like we might kill regardless. But if he still has enough HP left, then I might do a cheeky thing and not transform my Gogeta on turn 5. That way we can leave the enemy alive for turn 6, and then I can use the friend Gogeta right here, right? Who's going to be doing more damage for sure at the rainbow level. But at this rate, like, we're doing so much damage, I'm not really sure if we're even going to make it to turn 5. I mean, probably, but... I mean, he's almost down to 50% HP left, and a lot of these units do build up and start hitting harder and harder as the fight goes on. So the fact that we have done 50% in 2 turns means it's likely that there's only 2 turns left, right? Yeah, that really is the most challenging part about these phases here, is building a team that, like, man, that's rough. Okay, well, we're going to rotate off STRUI here. But yeah, building a team that doesn't do too much damage so that we can actually, so the enemy can actually survive for enough turns for us to get to a point where we can do a huge nuking attack, right? Dude, he got hit again? Wow. I am very surprised. That's 2 in an hour. Goodness gracious. Oh, but we have the revive. Wait, that is actually so clutch. That solves everything. There we go. Check. That was 1 turn down. Because the revive, unlike the giant transformations and stuff, when you get the revive, this is just going to send us to the next rotation. And so that is another turn counted later. And we didn't do a single point of damage that turn. That's actually huge. Okay, so now we're probably going to be able to get to turn 5, which is good. So that our Gogeta can use his active skill. But I don't think that this Gogeta is going to be able to benefit the same way, unfortunately. Okay, there we go. STR Gogeta has 1,000,000 defense. Do we think that that's enough? Probably, right? If there's a slot 1 super, probably that's enough. I wonder if it's actually a better idea for me to keep... I mean, we already saw him survive one, so we might as well. I mean, he did have double support last time, but now he has higher defense as well. So, yeah, I think... well, technically, we still do have double support, right? It's not just going to all be from Keysphere selection, but we do have Hercule, who's giving support as well. So, yeah, as long as we make sure to get these rainbow orbs. Let's see what he's at now. Yeah, 589. Should be all right. Should be all right if there's a super there. I think we'll at least live it. Well, also, our HP is a little bit lower starting out than it was, right? Okay, yeah, I panicked there for a second when I realized we weren't actually at 100% HP. That was looking a little bit treacherous. I think he had a slightly lower defensive stat than the last time he got hit. So that works out. All right, well, yeah, at this point, it's looking pretty guaranteed that turn 5 is going to be our last turn with all the damage output that we're doing, because obviously STR Gogeta is about to go nuts here as well. So, yeah, we're going to have to see how we do. Who is our third unit? So we've got AGLUI, we've got Gogeta, and then STR Broly. Okay, well, at least... it's not going to help for the active skill, though. We might have to put STR... Okay, yeah, his HP is so low at this point. I think what we're going to do is select orbs with STR Broly in slot 1 to be able to get the passive effect, you know, to, like, buff Gogeta, and then we can use the Gogeta active and see how much damage we do. Maybe that will be the play. It'll be a good experiment, knowing that we had the turn 1, 3, and 5, you know, build-ups. Oh, we did survive. We did survive. I was like, oh no, we're taking a lot of damage here. We did at least survive that, though. That's fine. Okay. So yeah, when we transform, or when we do the fusion, we're not actually going to do any damage immediately. So let's just go ahead and transform right away. Okay. Awesome. The heal gives us access to Goku's active skill, which is kind of irrelevant. We're not going to use that. But we do want to use this attack right here. That's going to you know, cause ultimate damage. Okay, so how are our links looking right now? As far as if I put him in slot 3, he just loses legendary power, which is going to be a little bit. But I think it might actually be worth to lose legendary power in place of getting extra rainbow orbs with STR Broly, right? Because if we put Broly in slot 1 and we do this, then we're only getting 1 rainbow orb. And what is his, how does this support work again? For every rainbow key sphere obtained, superclass get 10% attack. So we want him to get more so we can get more attack, right? 10% attack. And his base attack, 10% of that. So he'll be getting like, oh, well, I guess we're looking at this, right? He'll be getting like, what, 136,000 is 10%. And then the legendary power link is providing us with, it's in a flat number. Oh no, it's 15% attack. So yeah, this is giving us 10% attack plus 15. Okay, so basically if we're gonna forego 15% attack, it needs to be in place of 2 rainbow key spheres, which means we have to guarantee 3 rainbow key sphere selections in order for this to be a beneficial trade. And I think I can see exactly how we do it. We just have to go like this, and then now we can select those 3 orbs with Broly, and my big brain strat is going to get us to success, because now we lose the 15% from legendary power, but we're gaining 30% from these 3 orbs selected right here. Awesome. That is definitely good. Okay, and then now we can launch the active skill, and we should KO here. I guess let's just see what this does at this point. Ugh, like, next to nothing. Okay, that's not even, like, nearly close to the damage cap. But he did survive, so now is the point where... Okay, because he survived that, I am going to reset... I'm gonna reset the game real quick. Okay, so now that we know he's gonna survive that attack, all of that shenanigans we just did with the active skill is moot, is pointless, right? Because we were trying to see if we could get the damage cap with the active skill itself. But now that we know that that's like just so far from possible, that's not going to happen. Let's go ahead and just transform him, get him into his Gogeta state, and then we do want him to be in slot 1. This way, he can do like the max amount of damage, right? Well, like, so, okay, so here, we'll just launch the active skill. It doesn't even matter how much damage we do on the active skill here. We'll just get some damage in there. Perfect. And then, now he is providing the 50% support for himself and all allies, right? So now we get to select all of these orbs with him. And we did get 3 rainbow key spheres, which is going to give him 50% attack boosted per. So he is going to be hitting quite hard here, right? And then... now he has legendary power active as well because he's linked up with Goku. And then also, we're still able to get 3 orbs. So this is actually going to work out really good for us. And because we have the Scouter up, we know that the super attack isn't happening until a little bit later. He probably would survive it anyway. But there we go. So now, hopefully this... okay, it's still only 26 million, though. That's, like, not that high, right? Okay, well, I guess Gogeta's probably not the answer here, then. I mean, obviously, he's helping us win every time very easily, which is cool. But, yeah, he's definitely not the answer for the damage cap. I have been hearing murmurs of this Gogeta hitting the damage cap, which makes sense because of all the attack raising, but I guess it's just not a thing for that early in the fight, right? And then again, considering that minus 55%, which also hurts. And I guess that isn't a double support turn because we had AGLUI there. So it could have been a little bit better. But I think we were looking much closer to actually getting the damage cap with that Broly turn. So I'm probably going to abandon the idea of like doing this damage cap thing with Gogeta. Alright, so we still got to clear this a few times, but let's go ahead and build it with our final typing team, the physical team here. All right, so this is the physical team that we put together, doing a little Glorio build here. This should be quite fun. Unfortunately, there's only like one Glorio on the friends list. Ugh, such an underrated unit. I'm actually considering, so for the longest time on my profile page, I've had my friend supporter set to the Int Piccolo Jr. In my opinion, he is the most useful unit in the game. He is, you know, a massive help in the most amount of content over any other unit, so I just permanently leave him as my leader. And luckily for me, he is the best World Tournament lead, which is the one time that everybody unanimously changes their lead to, you know, basically the same set of characters, and he by far sweeps that pool at this point. So there is always Piccolo Jr. friends around, just because people set it for the World Tournament, and then some people, you know, stop playing the game or just forget about it or whatever, and then so there's always a lot of Piccolo Juniors, but there's not a lot of Glorios, and I think he's a really, really underrated unit at this point. Kind of overshadowed by the anniversary, but he is still really good, so I might end up using him as my friend supporter kind of semi-permanently from now on. The only reason that I am not a super big fan of doing that is because mine's not rainbowed, right? And I usually like to provide a rainbow link level 10 unit with good equips and everything, right? Okay, so I really, really badly want to just reset and not do this at all, but on the off chance that there is no Glorio on the friends list once we reset, I actually do want to give this run a chance, but it does suck that between UI Goku and both Janembas, none of them are here on turn 1 to tank this inevitable super, so we have no other choice but to depend on a Glorio to take that, and run with it if he can. Let's see, I think my Glorio is going to be better for the, well, my Glorio has a full offensive build here, which does make sense for him because he's not supposed to go in slot 1. This is just one of those rare occurrences where we don't really have a choice, right? Because obviously the other option would just be to do slot 2 and 3 Glorios, but that definitely would not be it because Gohan absolutely cannot go in slot 1, right? And then our Glorio that would actually be doing damage for us, yeah, would be in, would have no links, right? Okay, so yeah, that was pretty much a dead run from the start. Okay, well, here we go. We have a 69% Glorio now. Great. Let me filter this by demonic power, just so it'll be a little easier to see what Glorios are available here. Yeah. Okay, looks like it's just the one. Okay, there we go. That's a little better. So now, actually, yeah, we're guaranteed to be fine, because only one unit can be in slot 7. There we go, and it's the Int Janemba, but that means that the physical Janemba is right where he needs to be at the start of the other rotation for us. So we are going to be fine here. Okay, so now, I've heard that this Gohan hits really, really hard. I do need to look into his kit a little bit as well. I'm not 100% sure about the facts, but yeah, I've heard that his damage is quite impressive. So I'm excited to see what that looks like. And I'm thinking, maybe, possibly, if this Gohan is dishing out high enough of an attack stat, comparable to like those LR Brolys and stuff, then maybe with the Glorio support around, we might actually be able to hit the damage cap with him. So yeah, we'll just have to see. But again, it is my Gohan here, who is 55%. Unfortunately, not like a rainbowed friend lead or anything, so that may come into play. Okay, let's see what he starts out at. 18 million. I will take a gander into his kit on the next rotation when he's around, just to remind myself like what possible build-up he might need and stuff. I do just know that he is not a slot 1 unit, off rip. And then we did make sure to get him like a full 24 key super this turn anyway, so I didn't really feel it necessary to like have to double check all that stuff. I figured regardless of what is in his kit, with the basic things that I know about him, I'm pretty sure we did whatever was optimal for him, right? Maybe I'll be kicking myself if he has some crazy kind of slot 3 specific thing, but obviously that wouldn't work super well with having the 2 Glorios around anyway. I suppose then he could be the 3rd slot 3 unit, right? But I don't think that he is. It is also nice that we're getting the attack and defense lowers with Glorio here. That definitely helps the survivability cause. I think we're probably not going to have to worry too much from this point on, because now we have, literally for the rest of the entire battle, we have Glorio support and constant Glorio attack lowering. So yeah, I think we're going to be looking pretty invincible from this point on, especially because we have our rotation set up. So we have very, very solid slot 1 units on both sides, right? Awesome. I will take a free dodge. That's wonderful. I'm actually interested, I'm out of curiosity. It might be a thing that Glorio himself could hit the damage cap. Maybe? I don't know how unreasonable that would be. I suppose we would have to go quite a few turns, right? Because he is giving himself those perma attack stacks on his super attack effect. So every super he does, he is getting a little bit permanently stronger. And then obviously within the turn, he gets massively stronger with each attack that he does. But with the limited, I say limited amount of super attacks he does, it can be like 5 or 6 sometimes. But even with that, you're probably going to need to start with your very first attack being like 30 million or 50 million, right? In order for him to stack up enough to get that high. So I don't know. Maybe, probably not. Okay, full turn of additional normals on that first go around for the friend Glorio, which is fine because that's where he's still building up all of his passive, where he, is going to be. Sorry, my headset shut off yet again. I don't know what is going on with this thing. But yeah, he's still getting like his passive stats, like the ones that build up permanently, not just within the turn, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan kit here and see what is going on. Okay, great raises on 18 key super. That's nice. I actually don't even know if he has this up. We got to check if there is a full power category ally on the team. I would assume there is, but I don't know 100%. So we'll double check that. This gives him just some additionals. Okay. And then he's got just stats here. Damage reduction, guard. Okay, extra stats when attacking. Okay, here we go. So he's getting some stacking with every attack performed. Defense when receiving an attack. And then starting from the 5th turn, he gets a bunch more attack on 18 key and performs a crit with 24 key. But that's starting from the 5th turn. So we got to wait until turn 5 for that. But it's lucky for us that he did end up on turn 1. Okay, and then the active skill for him, obviously, is going to be the Father-Son Kamehameha, so it's going to be a ton of damage, I would assume. Okay, 5th turn, okay, or when Father... Yeah, okay, cool. So then we'll be good with the active skill when turn 5 comes around. All right, well, I guess it's just going to be as simple as survive these next 2 rotations, and then Gohan go nuts, I guess. And we're going to have double Glorio support by that point, because Glorio will be our slot 3 unit on the next rotation. So yeah, this is actually going to be pretty good. That will be our highest hitting attack of this run, right? Will be whatever we do next turn with Gohan. The one like slight bummer about the way that I'm doing this is that I kept all the animations off, and this is like legitimately the first time that I'm jumping into challenge content again since pulling all of these new anniversary units. So I haven't actually showed off any of their animations on the channel yet. Don't worry though, we are going to, definitely. We're going to, when we get to like trying out the red zones and the extreme magnificent battle, the battle hardened formidable foes, finishing up the anniversary battle, all of that. We still have all of that content to do, so we should be good there. Okay, so the Glorio active just gives us an attack disable. It does some damage, and I think that's it, right? Yeah. Okay. Might as well use it. I don't think we're in danger of KOing here or anything, so we'll just throw that. Sure. Little extra damage put in there for us. Not a big deal. All right, and then now I want to start trying to salvage orbs for Gohan. So there we go. Now we have a nice pool of physical orbs for Gohan next turn. So that's going to be good. Just that way, 100%, no doubts or anything, he'll be at 24 key. He's probably not going to need it anyway, but still, just to make sure. And then did I see that correctly? My eyes were glazed over while I was talking about Gohan, but was that a super that we just dodged there? If it was, then we are big chillin' for the rest of the rotation. Oh yeah, but I was saying about the active skills. I'm actually very tempted to turn on the animations and get it all set up really quick just for Gohan's to see the Father-Son Kamehameha, because that might be the coolest animation in the game. It is very, very good, right? But I just figured with the amount of extensive runs we were going to have to do in this, I did mention I'm covering this content like a week after it came out just because I got really behind on doing some other YouTube stuff, right? Just covering content for other things, and then the part 2 banners came out and all that. But yeah, so I've seen, like, I haven't actually watched the videos, but I've seen a bunch of other people's videos for this event, and they're everyone's videos over an hour. So I assumed we were going to be doing this for a while, and I assumed correct. But yeah, that's why I opted to keep the animations off, just because I didn't want this to turn into a 3-hour session, especially once I realized that we were possibly going to be getting KO'd sometimes, and having to rerun the stages, right? Definitely wasn't what I would have wanted there. Okay, so little bit of a bummy thing is that we can't get the Glorio passive up for the support until after, like, until he selects orbs. So that would be for, like, the main attacks of the turn, but the active skill here, we can't actually get the support up. So that's a little bit unfortunate. It almost would have been better if this was the Int Janemba rotation right here, and that we had Glorio for the last 2 turns, because the support stays up for 3 turns. So, like, this guy's support only went away now, but last turn we still had it, right? So yeah, that's a little bit rough. Okay, let's... I mean, I guess we're just launching the active skill, right? That's basically it. All right, well, let's do it and see what kind of damage we do here. Okay, 50 million. But this also does give Gohan a massive buff for the turn. So maybe we'll still be good here, right? We'll just throw that for UI Goku. He's definitely not going to kill, right? He still has enough HP left that he'll survive. And then this is actually good because once we pass AGO UI, now we have a really massive attack with STR Gohan, and he has his own active skill support for the turn, as well as the support that we're now getting from Glorio here, right? So yeah, that's huge. We did just get another mission, though, because the secondary mission underneath the damage cap is 50 million, right? We already got the 30 million one done earlier with the Broly team, and then now we're at the 50 million with that active skill from Gohan. So we'll see if we can best it here. Maybe, just maybe. Okay, a 55 million attack stat is good, and this is a guaranteed critical hit because we are at 24 key. 56 million. So, like, not even close, really. Okay. I think the answer is probably that Broly team, right? Surely it's the Broly team. Yeah, I think that's... okay. So there we go. Got a couple more missions in there. We still have to do 2 more runs and hit the damage cap. All right, we're going strong. We are going to keep going until we finish this up. We definitely got this. So yeah, I think I want to try the Broly team again. This did work pretty well. We did a lot of damage there. We had a couple of misplays with our active skills and stuff, right? Was this... Yeah, we did do it like this. I couldn't remember if we used... Okay, what I'm also going to do here, though, is I'm going to take off Boo. Because... Oh, actually, maybe I should switch up the team a little bit. Because now we don't have the typing restriction where we have to use, like, the 4 int units or whatever. Definitely still want all of these guys here. And then, obviously, like, the Tech Broly is going to be our main damage dealer there. But do I want a better support unit on rotation for them? I think I probably do, just to make sure that that Broly turn can be like the best possible. So okay, let's go ahead and throw up the leader skill for him. Uncontrollable power, revenge, planetary destruction. I think I'm going to show you guys this team building process because it's not as moot as just like, okay, I'm going to go build a team with some typing units, whatever. Now we're actually talking strategy for this max damage thing, right? So I will let you guys be a part of this process here. So yeah, name of the game is to have Int Broly's domain up, linked alongside the Tech Broly here, who's going to be able to do a massive attack for us on his active skill turn. And then I guess STR Broly would be a good support for us. Where is he at? Yeah, STR Broly. He's going to obviously link really well with him. He's going to have quite a few links that they share. But then also he's going to have 20% attack per Rainbow Key Sphere. So that's pretty good as well. Maybe that's the right idea. Maybe there's someone better for support purposes. Like we could potentially bring Physical Kid Buu, because he's going to be providing, what, 70% support? Yeah, 70% attack support for extreme class allies. But then he's not giving as many links, potentially. So I think that the Broly probably is still going to provide more, right? I don't actually know the full listing of how many links they share. It's a couple. Okay, yeah, I think this is probably going to be better. I think it's just a more cohesive team overall. And then obviously the STR Broly himself is going to have a less chance of getting killed than the Physical Kid Buu. So yeah, we'll run with this. Okay, so let's see. When do we get the active skill for Tech Broly? Let's go ahead and double check on that really quick. Tech Broly, active skill. Oh, it's the transformation. That's right. Okay, so turn 4. So we're gonna rotate him off then. And then because it's turn 4, we're gonna do this. We're gonna rotate him off. Turn 2. Yeah, this actually... Okay. So we're on turn 1 right now with him. Yeah, this doesn't work. We gotta wait until turn 5. Okay, what we have to do... Because I'm looking at the Int Broly domains, and they're really funky right now, right? Because we have this domain, if we activate it now, then it's gone at the start of turn 4, but then we're... Oh, actually, no. Because he'll be on 1 and 3, and then that guy will be on 2 and 4. So he actually will be on turn 4. Okay, I'm totally tripping. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and activate the domain then. Okay, perfect. There we go. Got the domain up, and then now we can keep him on rotation. I don't know why I always get so confused by that, by the way. That is totally my bad. But I keep getting completely confused about, like, the best way to keep your rotations as far as this, like, 3-turn domain is concerned. Because the idea is to always chain them together, right? Okay, so hopefully with the domain up, we should be okay here. We did only get 2 rainbow orbs, so we weren't at our max damage reduction. This might really hurt. Oh, yeah, we weren't even going to be able to survive that. Okay. We'll just jump back in with the same team again. We should be able to live here. That was obviously just some bad RNG. And again, technically kind of bad RNG, because we didn't get an Int Broly on turn 1 to get the domain up. So we're going to be domainless, and then now our beautiful turn that we want to see on turn 4 is going to be on turn 2. So... Okay, that kind of sucks, but it's alright. We'll make it work. Okay. So we're still going to only be able to get the 2 rainbow orbs, but now at least we don't have to worry about tanking a super attack through that, so we'll be fine. I mean, this is obviously a very, very good defensive rotation, right? We're going to be perfectly fine here. Alright. So we have Tech Broly on turn 2, which is good, right? Because that means we're going to be able to do the whole active skill shenanigans on turn 4. But then also on turn 4, we're going to have physical Janemba that doesn't provide any support to the team. So that's actually probably not going to work. I'm considering if it could be a good idea to... I think I started to mention this earlier in the video. If it could be a good idea to do a half nuke team. Because obviously if we only have like a nuke leader skill, and that's all we're going off of for the entire team, and we have like some type of fodder unit on there that's like maybe not even on leader skill and he's just there for support or orb changing or something, like obviously this event hits way too hard for that kind of shenanigans, right? So we can't do a full nuke build. But what if we were to do a half nuke build, where like whatever unit we're going to focus on to try and have them do the nuking attack for us, like let's say this Tech Broly, we bring a tech nuke lead for the team. We can try and load up on a couple of more tech units just to make that a little bit like less tough, right? And then we bring a friend leader that's an actual leader for us. Maybe that could be a thing. That could definitely be a possibility. We'll consider it. If we're unable to make this Broly thing work out, that might be what we opt to do instead, right? Okay, cool. Domain is active. That is the first thing out of the way. Little bit scared about this first slot, but we do know that Broly is an absolute behemoth once he's got that domain up. So hopefully we have the will to survive. Man, that's pretty ugly. We only have access to 1 rainbow orb here for STR Broly. We don't love that, but we'll take what we can get. At least it maxes us out to the 24 key for everybody, right? Okay, and we are going to have to take a super attack here. Okay, let's just hope we live. Just sheerly in the interest of time. Oh, yeah. Absolute behemoth mode activated. You got that right. Alright, well, it is a little bit of a feels bad that, like, now none of these pre-existing turns really matter at all, because we just kind of have to get the damage cap. There's nothing really else to worry about. Oh, though I suppose we still do have those missions to clear it 7 times, so what we need, like, what, 2 more clears at this point? So I guess we still do have to survive regardless, but, yeah, I guess that means that we have this try, and then the next try, hopefully, by then, we'll have hit the damage cap. It's looking a little bit unlikely. That's seeming to be a bit of a harder thing than I thought initially. I'm really not sure what they want you to do here. Like, it seems like they want you to use the new anniversary LRs, but obviously that wasn't really working out for me. Yeah, I'm really not sure what to do here. They just like kind of weren't even getting close, you know? Like, surely this has to be the answer, surely. I'm just trying to think forward past turn 4 so that we can actually still clear the event as well, right? So I probably am going to keep Broly on rotation so that he can activate his domain on turn 4. Or turn 5. Yeah. And then, man, just the 1 rainbow orb again. Bummer. Okay. Oh, awesome. And the super attack comes out right where we want it to. At the very beginning there, when we've got 90% chance to dodge it. Alright, Janemba putting in some work with the real attack stat now that he has gotten a couple of dodges in, right? Looking pretty good. I'm just trying to think of a backup strategy right now if it doesn't feel like this Broly thing is going to work out. Usually when I do nuking teams, I opt for physical. One of the biggest reasons for that is because you have access to Weirus, and oftentimes I'll run Weirus's TUR and his SSR to be able to give myself 2 units that have double physical rainbow orb changing. Not rainbow, double physical orb changing. And then, so yeah, it's usually pretty easy to get a massive amount of physical orbs in that case. And I guess in this case, we would be using the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. He's probably the hardest hitting physical unit in the game. And then that I could use a friend Glorio, who would also be physical, to potentially fit under, you know, whatever physical nuke lead team I build. So yeah, that might have that. I think that will be the strat. If this doesn't end up working out, then that's going to be what we do. All right, so let's go ahead and get the active up here. And then I guess it doesn't really matter too much what we do until then, right? We just kind of select orbs and then hope for the best. And then another thing that I'm thinking about is like using, if we're going to go with that nuke team strategy, it could be a cool idea to do something like Daima Goku, because Daima Goku has dodge chance, so potentially, even if he has no leader skill, we'll still be able to, or if he's on like 1 leader skill, we'll still be able to throw him in slot 1 and hope to survive. And then he also has the super attack effect, you know, that's gonna, 75 million attack stat. Okay, surely this is it right here. Surely this is it. Oh, we didn't crit. We didn't crit. I'm very curious about the difference between the damage output if we crit there or not, right? Because crits ignore defense. Yeah, see, like the crit we did on the normal attack after. Look, the crit, oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, let's jump back in with this team again. I definitely think we can do this with this team. Probably. But the thing that I really need to see for the definitive proof of if this is going to work or not is on that very first attack. That's the hard-hitting one with the 75 million attack stat. We need that one to crit. If that one crits for us, if we see that happen, then I think we're going to be... then that will be officially our answer, right? We'll know for sure if we're going to be able to do this with this team or not. So I will just go ahead and make a cut right here, and then we'll jump back to right when we're about to launch that attack again. Alright guys, so I actually had horrible luck with my rotations this time around. On the very first turn, we had STR Broly and the Tech Broly. We needed the Tech Broly on turn 4 here. So we had to rotate him off to make sure he was on turn 4, but because we also had the Tech Broly there, I mean, the other thing I could have done is wait till turn 5, but we wanted to have the STR Broly with him for the support, and that means I would have had to keep the STR Broly and the Tech Broly on rotation on turn 1, which means one of them would have had to be in slot 1, where we know there's a guaranteed super, and they would have just gotten KO'd immediately, and we wouldn't have been able to win, right? So I was forced to keep a Janemba on rotation, and then I decided to float the Tech Broly so we could get him around here. But then Int Janemba was also in slot 7, so I didn't have the STR Broly, and we don't have the Int Janemba. So we do still have the leader skill Broly, you know, with the domain up and everything. So he's still got a lot of links active, which is nice. But yeah, sucks that we didn't have STR Broly here. We would have had Berserker active, I think actually Saiyan Lineage as well. And then obviously the support. We get the literal 1 unit that's going in slot 3 that doesn't provide any support to us, right? So yeah, so we're still going to test this out for, you know, the potential of seeing that critical hit, because I want to see how much more damage it actually will do than you know, what we had just been used to seeing without the critical hit. Because if we crit here and we only end up doing a little bit more, we should be fine here. I think he's gonna tank this with that domain up. We should be golden, right? Yeah, there we go. But yeah, so if it barely does any more, then we would know that the additional support from like having a better slot 3 unit around wouldn't make the difference, and then we can just move on to a different strategy here. Okay, 79 million. Please crit. Oh, please crit, please crit, please crit. Yeah, okay, it did 78 million. So, okay, it looks like we're pretty evenly matching the attack stat that we've got, right? Just about. So that is something to play with. We just need to raise the damage we're doing by a little bit there. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so, yeah, I want to take a very particular look at this. Okay, so right there, we didn't have Berserker active, and we didn't have Saiyan Lineage active. So we'll keep that in mind for those two things. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at his kit really quick. Oh, is that the 7 wins? Yeah, there we go. We got 7 wins. Awesome. Oh, and then we get another one, finally. Okay, so that's only the second one of these rainbow skill orbs that they've given us. Jeez. Let's see. Is there one behind this, too? That makes sense that there is that as well. And then any more here? Just the stones. Okay. Got it. So it looks like they're giving out 3 in total between all of these missions. Wow. Not stingy or anything, huh? Okay, so let's see what links. Does he have Berserker and or Saiyan Lineage? Berserker and say he has both. Okay, so Berserker is going to give us 30. Oh, only when HP is low, though. Our HP is probably not going to be below 50%. Like, almost definitely not going to be below 50%. So Berserker actually isn't going to provide us with anything. And then Saiyan Lineage is only 5% attack. So that Broly is probably going to be looking at, like, an additional maybe 35% attack if we're lucky, on top of what he just did on that turn. Because if we have the STR Broly next to him, he'll get the extra link and then also his support, right? So that could be big. Maybe we should take off... Sorry, headset just shut off again. Love that. It's not like it's out of battery or anything, because we've been going this whole time. It hasn't been plugged in or anything. It's just being dumb, I guess. Okay, so... yeah, maybe we should take off Boo, because he's only there to just be, like, good by himself. He's not providing anything to, like, the team, and maybe we should try and throw on some type of support. So let's see, are we still filtered by the leader skill? We are. Okay, let's see, like, what other support we potentially have the option to use. So let's take him off. We do need to keep both Janembas here, because they are our slot 1 units. Though, I suppose we're living super attacks in slot 1 with the Int Broly as long as the domain is up. And he's actually taking a little bit of damage, too, which is nice, because that's helping us, if we were able to get our damage, you know, our HP low enough, then we could have Berserker active, which would make a huge difference, right? So yeah, maybe we should be, that should be more what we're doing here, is like hunting for some support units to use. This Tech Broly could be a good idea just for the links and stuff, right? But, okay, let's put Physical Kid Buu here. And then I think we'll go ahead and take off Physical Janemba. We'll leave the Int Janemba around. But then, yeah, we can take off Physical Janemba. Because Int Janemba does provide a little bit of support, right? So if we end up on a turn with him, let's see. Yeah, right here. As the first or third, he's giving all allies... Oh, he's only giving key and defense, though. And all we care about here is attack. So maybe... Well, it's still fine. Whatever. We'll leave him instead of the Physical Janemba. It's alright. I'm not too worried about it. So another, like, cheeky thing I was thinking about doing, potentially, is, like, putting, like, Glorio on the team. That could be kind of funny, right? Like, he... Yeah, let's try it. Let's try it. I'm just gonna put Glorio on the team. He won't be on the leader skill, obviously. But... I mean, he's gonna provide a lot of support for us, right? So as long as he's dodging every single attack that comes his way, then he'll be fine, right? Okay, let's try this. I think this is gonna be my last-ditch effort before going into that potential nuke strategy where I use one nuke lead, right? And then we'll have to kind of reassess the whole build. We'll do like the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan thing with the Glorio and everything. So yeah, let's go ahead and attempt this. And we'll get a successful run out of this. Unless it's looking like it's impossible with the team build we just put. We'll go until we get a successful run with this team, right? And then see. Successful meaning we do get the turn 4 and we crit on the active skill and then see how much damage we do, right? And I guess now that we know the attack stat is going to evenly match the output of the damage, because it has been every time thus far. So now we actually don't have to worry about like getting the crit to know how much damage it was going to do. We can just see what the attack stat is. And if our attack stat isn't above 90 million, then we know for sure there's no way we were going to hit the damage cap, right? Okay, so our Tech Broly is in slot 7, which means he's going to come back on turn 3, and unfortunately we can't force him onto turn 4 this time around. We don't have that option, so that means he's going to be there on turn 5 for us. Now, our most ideal turn 5, obviously, would be STR Broly, Tech Broly, and then Kid Buu. As far as, like, damage output for the turn, right? But the problem with that is, in order to make that happen, because we have both of those supports here, we're going to have to do this. But we have a slot 1 super coming in, so we definitely can't do that, right? So maybe this is just... Maybe we do have to just rotate it like this. But then we got to ask ourselves who's going to be better for that rotation, right? The STR Broly or the physical Kid Buu. And I think the answer is the physical Kid Buu, because the Int Broly is going to be there on turn 5. The one that we rotate off next turn. Oh, this is all screwy, because if we want to have an Int Broly on rotation with him on turn 5, that means we have to rotate off one of them on this next turn, but that means we can't put Glorio in slot 3. So then he'll come back, so it'll be turn 2, and then turn 4 we'll activate the Glorio support, because on turn 4 we'll rotate him off, and then turn 5 everything will be fine. Okay, yeah. So we can make this work. We can make this work. Okay, the rotations are like super fucked right now, but it's totally fine. We can salvage this. It's gonna be all right. Now it's just gonna be a matter of surviving. And the biggest thing I'm worried about, obviously, is Glorio, right? We got to make sure Glorio survives. He does not have that leader skill, so it would be all bad for him. All right, there we go. First turn super out of the way, so now I don't have to worry about Kid Buu, obviously. Would be a little bit concerned about him tanking a super attack, but we know he's safe for turn 1. And then, I guess we're going to have the domain up, which is going to... Oh, man, yeah, actually, we really, really got to dodge with Glorio, because we're going to have the domain up, which is going to make Buu do more damage, too, right? So, yeah, we definitely can't get hit. And then it's also not going to be buffing... Or is it buffing Glorio? I can't remember. It has that weird, funky effect. There's something about Superclass in the domain effect. I'll read it once we activate it and remind myself real quick. Because if we are giving Glorio defensive support through the domain, that's actually going to be clutch. Though, the way that these numbers proc in-game, when you give... Oh! Glorio's not on uncontrollable power, so we can't activate the domain. Because we need a full uncontrollable power rotation. Shoot. Okay. Well, we will be able to get... Okay, wait. Is Buu on uncontrollable power? He should be, right? Yeah, he is. Okay, cool. So then on turn 5, when we have Broly Buu, we'll be able to activate the domain there. Okay, which one of these guys has more defense? Obviously the friend one, because he's rainbowed. So we're going to keep him in slot 1 here. I think I'm just going to give him these orbs right here, so that I can make sure to super attack with Glorio. Our stats are going to be looking amazingly low with him, huh? Yeah, he's really, really got to dodge here. Ooh, this is going to be scary. That's a lot of attacks hitting him, too. We could have gotten luckier if it was, like, only, like, 2 attacks in that middle slot, or 1 or something, but... Geez, what is that, like 4, I think? Okay, that is huge. Dodging the super helps a lot here, because now we have a 100% HP to work with instead of whatever chip damage we would have just taken, right? And obviously we don't have the domain up, so we are not quite as strong. So that probably would have hurt a little bit. Okay, I'm thinking, oh, yes, and so despite Glorio not being on the leader skill and having all the stats... Get the supers, bud. Get the supers. You really need them here, trust me. But the supers are still going to be lowering the enemy attack, so that's really, really good there. That is actually awesome. Okay, it's actually just now dawning on me that because we're keeping him on rotation and we're not doing a turn 4 thing, but we're doing a turn 5 thing, we do actually still have one more turn of Glorio needing to survive. Oh, wow! Dude, you cannot tell me. You cannot tell. Oh, my goodness gracious. So I was getting into... I was ranting with a friend. We were talking about the STR SSB Evolution Blue Vegeta. Wow, I said that so weird. You know which unit I'm talking about. The new anniversary headliner. I was just talking about how he is kind of piss poor defensively, and he doesn't really have much to protect him, and he just doesn't have much going on in his kit. And so I was giving a bunch of counter examples of a lot of other units in game that I think are better than him defensively. And one of the units I brought up was Glorio that we were talking about. Okay, hold on, real quick, pause. In order for us to have Boo and Broly on turn 5... we have to keep them on rotation now. Ugh, goodness gracious. That sucks, because there's probably just a super in slot 1, right? Dang, what do we do here? Do we risk there not being a super up there? Or do we just put Janemba and forego the Kid Buu support? Because we're not going to have the STR Broly around either. Because we did decide to rotate him off, right? On that first turn. So, dang. This is where I wish we could, like, use items and stuff, right? But then, obviously, we would just be straight up using a nuke team anyway if we could use items. Because we would Ghost Usher, and then, yeah, go from there. Okay. I think we kind of I think we have to leave Janemba here. It would be a stupid misplay not to, right? We kind of have to put Janemba here. So I guess we'll see maybe if the Glorio active is going to be enough for us. So this isn't going to end up quite optimal. I guess it's okay. Again, like I said earlier, we did get pretty shafted with our rotations here. That was not good. We could have had a better run overall. So, well, yeah, there we go. And there was a super waiting for us right at the start. So yeah, I'm glad we played it the way we did. Alright, well, I guess that just means we're gonna have a rotation with the 2 Brolys and then Janemba. Unfortunately, it won't be, there won't be any attack supporting characters for us, so that kind of sucks. But that is a little bit of what we get for taking off, like, our slot 1 units in place of these supporter cards, right? But yeah, just the rotations didn't work out too well. That's all right though. If the Glorio support isn't enough this time, we can at least see the difference it might make, right? Because we didn't end up having a bunch of support last time either. We actually had no support, right? Because we had the who was it? The Int Buhan was on rotation with yeah, the Int Buhan was on rotation. God, this is such a bad turn right here. We have to put Glorio in slot 3. We don't have a choice. Just because, you know, we need to activate the support now, because the next turn is the big turn, right? We'll go ahead and launch his active skill just for the attack break. Hopefully that attack broke a super attack. Because we got no links active and no domain up. Because again, Glorio's here, so it's not a full uncontrollable power rotation, which means we do not get access to the active skill. Alright, well, that is really, really bummy from... This is kind of a scary turn now. It's possible we see a super attack here. Oh, gosh. Okay, what's this gonna do? Do we live? Do we live? The main thing is to live. That's all we need. Just survive. Okay. We are chilling. We're at 52%. What was that percentage that we needed to be at for the Berserker link to be activated? Was it 50%? I don't remember. If it was 50%, that's actually going to be a little bit annoying. Just because we're right there, right? And we're probably just going to double-digit tank everything else. We already saw Glorio's capable of double-digit tanking on no leader skill. So yeah, that will be kind of annoying if we're right above that. Because I mean, I didn't actually double check, but I assume that the Int Broly also has Berserker. All right, here we go. Getting a couple of super attacks off. Hopefully it'll be like multiple super attacks. Oh yeah, and we're doing the attack lower. We're definitely not going to take any damage here. Okay, sweet. He did 3, so now he gets a guaranteed 4th. And then we'll see if the hidden potential system additional procs after that. Oh, that was the 3rd. Sorry. Or that was like the guaranteed, and then we didn't get the hidden potential. Okay. Well, Glorio's support is up, so we're chilling there. All right, and then awesome. Now we've got some active skills to go. Really quick, I want to see. Berserker was 50%, dude. Oh, we were so close. Wow. Dang, that sucks. That could have been big. That could have been actually huge, right? All right, well, let's get the domain up so we can get the, you know, as many stats up in here as possible. Okay, yeah, do your little attack, Broly. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. All right, awesome. Domain is in effect. And then just for Glorio purposes on a potential future run, I'm going to take a look at this. Oh, increases damage received by superclass enemies and allies by 15%, plus an additional 10% for movie heroes. Okay, yeah. So that's really bad. It's a downside for superclass characters, right? Okay, well, here we go. We're going to launch his active, get that full 24 key, get him in the attack buff. And then, now, okay, let me just, silly thing real quick. Let me just double check super attack effects. Okay, yeah, he doesn't, you know, he doesn't have like a support super attack effect. Oh, the other thing that I forgot to do here was potentially add Daima Goku, right? He could be a possible slot 1 unit for us. Maybe I would add him instead of the Int Janemba. Because if we had Daima Goku here instead, we could have run everything exactly the same. Daima Goku could be dodging in slot 1 the same way, but then he would be providing 41% attack support with his super attack effect, right? So that would be absolutely huge. I think that would be better. So if we fail this time, I might actually do that. I'll switch Janemba off and put Daima Goku on. Maybe. But yeah, for now, we'll go ahead and leave Janemba up front. And then let's see how this goes. I don't know if we're going to be looking better or worse than our last attempt. But we'll see. All right, there we go. Super attack out of the way. Oh, I should have paid attention to exactly which links weren't active again, but I believe it was the same 2, right? That would make sense, because every time that we've tried this, he's been linked with the Int Broly. Okay, there we go, 86 million. So that is certainly higher with the Glorio, and we still are dealing with not having that 3rd unit on rotation that is, you know, that is supporting. Man, oh man, yeah, so had that been Int Broly, Tech Broly, and then Kid Buu, or Int Broly, or Daima Goku, Tech Broly, Int Broly, I think either way here, we would have hit the damage cap. So yeah, we're definitely capable of doing it with this character. Let me just go take a quick peek at Daima Goku and remind myself, because the first thing is he's probably not on the leader skill, right? That's like the first real big hindrance. Because what are we dealing with? Uncontrollable power, planetary destruction, and revenge. Yeah, he's not on any of those. So he would also, like Glorio, not be on the leader skill. So that is a huge thing. But this is so big. And it does, the attack bonus is effective for 2 turns. So we wouldn't actually need him on rotation. So if we include him on the team, then we have the possible potential to do, to have the Glorio support active, the Glorio 50% support, the Daima Goku 41% support, the Kid Buu 70% support, and then all of the links we're going to get from the Int Broly, plus the domain support. If we have all of that up at once, there's no freaking way we don't hit the damage cap. absolutely no way we don't hit the damage cap with that. I don't even think we're going to need all of that, right? We know we need the domain and linking with Int Broly, and then we're going to definitely have the Glorio support, because that's really easy to make sure that we get. And then if we have either the Kid Buu or the Daima Goku, then we're going to be golden, right? Okay, so how are things looking right now? We've got... they're on turn 2. We have the Brolys on turn 2 together. So then on turn 4, they're going to be back. That's perfect. Wait, is that perfect? So turn 2, we rotate Glorio off, and then he comes back turn 5, which means for turns 2, 3, and 4, the Glorio support is up. So that's perfect. And then Kid Buu is in slot 7 now, which means he's going to come back on turn 3, and there's... Or turn... Yeah, he'll first arrive on turn 3, and we have no possible way to get him onto that rotation in time. So Kid Buu is null and void at this point, which means we need to prioritize getting Daima Goku into the other rotation. So in order to make this work now, we have to do this. Or this. This are literal only options if we want to set everything up perfectly. So yeah, we might as well go for broke. This is the only option that we have in order to even have the potential to do a better run than we did last time, right? So yeah, we'll grab all of these orbs, and then... Cool, we're able to get 3. That's going to help some support there, which is going to be good because we are about to take a super attack to the face, right? Oh, and then I suppose one more thing that I wasn't considering yet, the amount of HP that we'll be at, because we were at that 52% last time, right? Oh, there wasn't a slot 1 super. I'm pretty sure that's the first time in all these runs that there wasn't a slot 1 super on the first turn. I'm pretty sure, right? That's been happening very, very often. It was instead after attacking, which is good. We're going to tank it better. But yeah, so potentially another saving grace that could help us. Actually, that's super annoying to think about. On the last run, we were 2% away from having a 30% attack buff from the extra link from Berserker. If we had been hit with 2% more damage, we would have done it last time for sure. Oh my goodness, that's actually so annoying. And then I guess, I mean, unless we take another super attack to the face like that, we're probably not going to be... Oh, okay, well, yeah, that was always the risk, right? Because if Daima Goku gets hit, then, you know, he's gonna be looking bad. And obviously he does dodge a little better in slot 1, if I remember correctly. Here, let me not use the previous clear. Let me go over here so I can actually, pick the right units there. And then I will have to rebuild the team every time. Okay. So, let me see here. Let me double check his passive here. Okay, 30% DR. So he gets an extra 20% evasion for 1 turn. Okay. He only gets this as first or second attacker in the turn. And then as second attacker in the turn, he gets all of that. Okay. And then defense when receiving. Okay, so we just got lucky that he didn't have enough orbs to super there. That was the main problem. Yeah. And then also... Well, no, because as... Oh, yeah. And then also he was the third attacker in the turn, right? Because we had to rotate him off. So that kind of hurt us as well. Okay, well, it looks like he definitely has the capability to be more powerful than we just saw him be, right? Okay. Hopefully Tech Broly is on turn 2. No, he's not. Okay. So it looks like we're going to be doing a turn 5 thing then. Okay, so that's fine. The only reason that that's very scary is because Daima Goku is going to have to survive 3 turns of attacks with on no leader skill, by the way. Is Tech Broly on Glorio's leader skill? Where is he? I'm blind. He's not. Ah, poo. That sucks. Would have been really cool if he was on Glorio's leader skill. Wait, why am I blanking on... Battle of Fate, Battle of Wits, Demonic Power. Yeah. That sucks. Okay. Yeah, it would have been nice if he was on that team. Okay, so again, we don't have enough orbs for him to super, but it's fine because of the support we're gonna get from Glorio. He will get to super attack anyway. It'll be fine. All right, so we'll do this. Okay. Turn 2, 3, 4, or 2, 3, and 4. Okay. This is actually a problem. So one thing we're dealing with right now is that on turn, we need to make sure we can get the domain activated. Because we know that Broly is first going to appear on turn 3, then he's going to come back on turn 5. So we need to make sure that a domain is activated that is currently active on turn 5, right? So we know we're going to keep Daimagoku in slot 1 this whole time. Daimagoku will be there on turn 5. So on turn 5, we're not going to be able to get off the, to proc the domain. We're also not going to be able to proc it on turn 3 because we'll have Daimagoku there. And if we don't have the full uncontrollable power, we can't do it, right? So that means that our only option is either turn 2, which is too early because it will wear off at the end of turn 4 and not be available for 5. So we literally have one option. We have to activate it on turn 4. But if we rotate off Glorio right now, then Glorio shows up on turn 4, and we can't activate it. So we have to rotate the Int Broly off right now, and then we rotate the other one off on the next rotation, and the other one will come around on turn 5, and then we'll have Daimagoku, Int Broly. Yeah, okay. So with that being considered, I have to change this up. Let's go ahead and reset the app. I need to put Glorio in slot 2 here, and then float the Broly. That's the only way that this is going to work out for us. Oh man, this is such a big brain strat here. I can't imagine, like... the funny thing is I'm genuinely still doing this blind. I have not taken a look at anybody else's strats for this. I'm just doing this solely out of, like, what comes to mind. So yeah, it is kind of funny that I'm running it this way, because I just have this really, really striking feeling that I am doing this, like, wrong or complicated or something like that, right? That, like, there's a much simpler answer, a much simpler option for us. Okay, so we may be KO'd here. We didn't get enough orbs to super attack. That's going to be another thing, because Daimagoku isn't on the leader skill. On that 5th turn, he's only going to be giving that support that we need him to give if he super attacks. So that's going to be a huge thing to note, right? But obviously we didn't get the Glorio support this time around, which hurts, right? And I know he gives 3 turns of attack and defense support. I actually don't know if there's ki attached to that as well. So if there is, that will be good specifically for Daimagoku, right? The attack lowers were nice, but clearly not nearly enough. Jesus. We are at a very low HP number here. Low enough for the Berserker Link, in fact, which is good. We are going to be getting... some healing as the event goes on as well. I don't know if it would be a good idea for us to try and prioritize staying below 50%. Let's go ahead and throw the domain up. That's probably a good idea. Yeah, let's put the domain up, because this one's going to wear off on turn 4. And then we did decide we're floating this Broly now. That way he can come back on turn 5. Oh. Well... it's going to be the other Broly's domain that will be active by that point. Oh, no. Did I mess this up? Hold on. Dude, some of y'all I know are just laughing at me because I cannot get it straight with these freaking domains, dude. Okay, so we had one on turn 1 that we floated off. That's going to come back on turn 4, and we're going to activate the domain on turn 4. We won't be able to activate it on turn 4 if... this guy activates his right now, because it'll still be active. So we have to not activate the domain right here, but then float him off. That's the name of the game. Okay, cool. Glad we got that squared away. But yeah, I don't know if it's going to be a good idea for us to try and stay below 50% HP, just because we do have the 2 off leader skill units that have already proven that they're not invincible here, right? That they can definitely be subject to taking some damage. So yeah, I think I'm just going to try and heal up as much as possible. Still being only at 61% here is not the greatest for us, right? We're going to have a better turn here. On this next turn, I believe, we're going to be able to super attack with Daimagoku. That's going to help. And then we also will get the Glorio support up, right? Because we're going to be rotating him off. So yeah, this should be a better turn on this next one coming around. But yeah, we did just see... we've seen Daimagoku get one shot with a normal already, and we've seen Glorio take like 60% of our HP in one hit after supering, right? So... Granted, that wasn't the best turn. I think he only did like 1 or 2 super attacks. But yeah, still. So I think it's definitely wise to heal for us. Especially because with the way that we're setting up this strat, we have already determined that if we get this to work properly, we don't need the Berserker Link, right? We should be able to make this happen without it. The only reason I would be kicking myself is if we heal up past the HP number that we need, and then... we don't get the Berserker Link active because of that, because then we end up actually dodging all of the attacks and not taking any more damage, right? And then also not getting enough orbs on turn 5 for Daimagoku to activate his super attack effect. And then we fail getting the Berserker Link unnecessarily and fail the mission in general because we didn't get the support we needed, right? So hopefully that miracle chaos scenario doesn't occur. Hopefully not. Okay, let me remind myself what the active skill does for Daimagoku, and also the activation condition. Okay, after evading 5 attacks, so it's permanently going to be available, but it just does attack. Okay, it's not giving support or anything like that, so no problem there. Alright, well, we will get the super attack up right here. The super attack effect, that is. We'll get that up right there. And then, okay, again, good question. I don't know if I should... Oh, well, we have the Glorio support. So yeah, we'll do this. And then, because Glorio is... It's all-type support, right? Yeah, there we go. Okay, it's not going to be the full 24 key, but that's fine. We don't really need damage or anything anyway, right? Was that a super attack we just dodged? That is wonderful. Yeah, I think definitely for Broly this turn, it was smarter to get the extra little bit of healing in that we could. Ah, and it still wasn't enough. No. So yeah, we're really going to have to get lucky with Daimagoku if we're going to be using him here. Oh, that's rough. Oh man. Okay, let's see. Man, it's tough with this leader skill is the thing, right? Should we maybe be using a different leader for this? Is there another leader that we could be using? Maybe. Another possible leader that we could be using, maybe. Because Pure Saiyans, so Daimagoku's going to be on this, as well as the Brolys. But then just Glorio won't be. Which Glorio already isn't, and he's still surviving. So maybe that's what we do. Maybe let's go ahead and switch it up to where we've got it like this. We'll do AGL... Gogeta, and then, Int Broly. Oh my goodness. Let's go to team building. This is a nightmare to look at. Okay. There we go. So yeah, we'll do Int Broly. Okay, so now we have access to... I just realized on that run we still had Int Janemba. We didn't even have Physical Kid Buu. Should I maybe put Physical Kid Buu instead of STR Broly? Might that be a better idea? I think so. I think so. Yeah, let's put Physical Kid Buu. Since we know we already want to try to have Tech Broly linked with Int Broly, we're getting most of the links up, and then obviously we know, we know that the Berserker link is going to be next to impossible to see active. Oh yeah, obviously it's going to feed us some like weird lead that we don't want here. So yeah, let's go ahead. Oh wait, I didn't even double check his Kid Buu on the leader skill. Obviously not, right? Unless he's on successors for some reason, like under Babidi, I doubt it. Okay, well that's unfortunate. we are going to go ahead and put the STR Broly back then. Oh, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe there's an even better, like, support unit that we could use, right? Since we have access to an entirely new set of units, there probably is. Okay, let's go ahead and filter by his leader skill here, and we'll see fuse fighters and successors. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we're looking for support units. I know they're a good support. Do they support all types? Because they're also STR, so they might be good for this event. Oh, they don't even support. They're just giving stuff for a bunch of stats for themselves. I'm silly. Okay. They support. They've got a lot of support. Okay, I guess it's just 30% attack and 70% defense. That's why I thought it was a lot, because it was a lot of defense. But it's only that much attack. Is Bulma here? I don't think Bulma is here. Yeah, she wouldn't be on Successors. Is she on Earth Protecting Heroes, though? Let's add Earth Protecting Heroes, because we can always just change if we find a unit that's, like, the one we want to use. But it's not on, you know, any of Gogeta's leader skills, then Earth Protecting Heroes will be fine, because then we could just change to a Vegito lead, right? Okay, so it doesn't look like we have Bulma. She would have been at the top, I think. Yeah. Okay, so we can't use a Bulma supporter. Shoot. Who do we want to use here? Oh, actually, the new Hercule has some good support, right? I know he has, like, the dodge and stuff. Oh, yeah. Earth Protecting Heroes support. So that's not going to be for Broly. Oh, goodness. Okay. Is there any other, like, Broly units that I'm not thinking about that do provide support? Because obviously we know that the STR one here is going to be giving us a little bit, but I kind of want more. Oh! What about them? Pure Saiyans get 50%. There we go. That's the one. We're going to throw them on the team. Okay, awesome. And they are Pure Saiyans, so they're on the AGL Gogeta leader skill. I suppose we'll do this. We'll put Vegito and Gogeta. Well, actually, no, we're going to put double Gogeta, because if I remember correctly from... Oh my god, we've been recording this event for 2.5 hours. Holy crap. Yeah, so if I remember correctly from 2 hours ago, the AGL... the AGL Gogeta here actually was able to tank super attacks from this event, whereas the the tech Vegito was straight up dying. So yeah, that's all we really care about, is if who's going to be able to survive in slot 1, right, to allow us to, like, finish this mission. Okay, Tech Broly is on turn 2, and he is right alongside Int Broly. We're not going to be able to activate the... Okay, is Paragus and Broly on uncontrollable power? No, they're on 2 categories? Oh my god, that's so bad. Wow. I guess it makes sense. Paragus is kind of bringing things down for us. Okay, so I don't think we can get the domain up. Yeah, we can't. We don't even have... Do we even have 3 units on the team that are on uncontrollable power now? No, we don't. Okay, so now I guess we're going to be trying to do this a little bit of a different way. What was the domain giving us again? It just gives us 15% attack, so it's not really that much. Trading out the domain to opt for, like, you know, these other, like, this 50% support instead is going to be better, I think. So yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and rotate him off. And then Glorio just has to live this turn. So yeah, I unfortunately do have to just get the 1 orb with Gogeta, because all of those orbs there need to go to Glorio so that he can super. Just to make sure that we don't straight up get KO'd, right? There's that. And then, I guess we grab these STR orbs. Okay. There we go. Let's see the slot 1 super. And we should survive this. We should actually live, right? Surely we live this. Please? Yeah, okay. And then now we just actually can't take any hits with Glorio, right? Unless we have a really good turn and get like 4 or 5 super attacks off. But the problem is he's not in slot 3 where he does the best to do that kind of thing. He is at least in slot 2, which helps. Or actually, I think he has the same passive for himself. It's just for the support that you need to be in slot 3, right? So we might actually be okay here. We just got to get a decent turn in. All right, so there we go. 2 super attacks already. And then if we get 1 more, we get a guaranteed 4th one. Okay, so there's 1 more. And then now we have a guaranteed one here, and then the hidden potential system one after that could potentially proc. Though I don't think we're going to need it. I'm pretty sure with all those attack lowers, if we do get hit, we're going to be fine. Because he also raised his defense by a bunch, right? Yeah, there we go. Okay, now let's see what these guys are dealing with. Oh, they also lower attack. Wow. Very good, very good. Okay, we're perfectly fine. Those attack lowers definitely assisted us, right? And now with all the attack lowers too, I feel a little bit comfy just kind of throwing this Broly in slot 1. But obviously we want to keep them side by side so they'll still be linked up for us on turn 4. Okay, how do we want to play this? Oof. Do we have the ability? So we can get an Ultra Super attack with him if we want to. It's just going to mean that we're selecting not same type orbs for the rotation. So let's see what the difference is. Massively raising attack and defense with a high chance of further raising defense for 1 turn. And then massively raising with a high chance for attack. So yeah, we actually want the 12 key for the extra defense then. So then that's fine. We can grab this. And then we'll grab this to get a little bit of healing. And we do get the 18 key super. That's clutch. And then we'll grab this for some more healing. Perfect. There we go. So we're up to 32% and we're dead. Awesome. Okay. So, new strat, not completely, but we're going to make another shift here. We have slowly been like gradually sliding our way toward the optimal build for this team, right? So, or for, you know, for this mission to get cleared. So, I think the idea here now is that since we realized we're not going to be doing the domain, Int Broly is not relevant. We don't need Int Broly. So, what we can do instead, really easy option here, Tech Broly instead. Boom. Now we still have someone that's going to be linked up with him. He's got a lot of the same links, right? He should, obviously, being a legendary Super Saiyan Broly. Yeah, so there we go. He's got a bunch of the same links. I think this is probably like 5 or 6 out of 7. It'll probably be 5 out of 7 because Berserker won't be activated. Though, I don't know. There's some fish on this team. Maybe it will be. Who knows? But yeah, there we go. I think this looks better, right? Okay, and then we'll grab our AGL Gogeta. Perfect. And now we can jump in. All right, would you look at that? They're on turn 1 together. So, okay, it looks like name of the game is going to be turn 5. We are going to be dealing everything out on turn 5 because we have the 2 Brolys together. There's no possible way to split them and get them back together in time before turn 5. Okay, perfect. So, we know we're safe for the first turn here. We should be perfectly fine. Okay, we'll grab all these orbs, get these for, actually, we want to maybe save these for next turn for the Gogetas, probably. We're going to have a Gogeta in slot 1. Let's see. If I rotate Daima Goku off now, he'll come back on turn 4, and then he'll be able to proc his, super attack effect support, which lasts for 2 turns. That will be effective on turn 5, so that's perfect. So we know we can set our rotation like this for this turn. And then we have Glorio turn 2 and the 2 Gogetas turn 2 as well. Okay, so Glorio, if he is on turn 2 and we keep him on rotation once, then on turn 4, he'll be back. And we could do Daima Goku slot 1, Gogeta slot 2, Glorio slot 3. Get all the support active. So we'll have 91% extra attack going into the next rotation. and then we'll have Tech Broly, and is it going to be Gogeta at that point, I guess? Or will it be whoever our slot... No, it'll be an AGL Gogeta, yeah, as the third unit. And AGL Gogeta will have his active skill available. And if I guess it's going to depend what our HP is looking like at the moment. But yeah, AGL Gogeta will have his active skill available, which if we proc the active skill, it's going to do damage, so it might KO if the HP is low enough. But if we still have enough HP to work with, which we probably will, then yeah, we're going to get an additional 54% attack for everybody, and then we could put Tech Broly slot 1, barring there's no super attack there or some stupid thing to mess it up, and then we should be good to go. That absolutely should give us the max damage here. So yeah, I think we are set up to do it this time. Definitely, with everything that we've got going on, we are set up to do it. But it's just going to be a matter of not getting KO'd before then. That's all that matters at this point. Okay, so we could pretty reasonably expect that was going to happen. Slot 1 super, but we know that we can tank this. Probably like 500k, right? Okay, so barely tank it we did. Oh no, the normals did us in. Are you kidding me? There was just too many attacks in slot 1. Oh no. Okay, well, we have it, dude. We have it. Oh, this is so annoying. I really want to get this. Okay. We're going to keep using the Nadia one because he's got the dodge, even though he's never dodging the super attacks for us. Okay, we so have this. All right, let's check out where our dudes are at. Okay, so we have... He's in slot 7, so he's going to be on turn... he's going to come back on turn 3. So we have to rotate the other Tech Broly so that he'll come back on turn 5 to be with him. And then if we rotate off Glorio now, he'll be back on turn 4. And then we keep Daimagoku on turn 2. He'll be on turn 4. Everything works out perfect. Okay, awesome. We are chilling this time. We're going to put Gogeta up front because that is a super attack. You cannot tell me it's not. That is a super attack. It's happening right there. Can't fool me. That is definitely a super. Okay, there's that, and then we do have enough orbs for Glorio to super. Awesome. Cool. So yeah, we should be fine. And we do get the Glorio support up here as well, which is going to help us out a lot, right? Alright, so as long as we just leave our rotations exactly as they are now, then we're going to be perfectly fine. We'll have everything properly set up. And there it is. We knew it was going to be the super. We knew. Alright, cool. Not a problem because we already got our super attack off. Wow. You guys remember like 2 hours ago when I told you this is the beginning of my recording session and we're going to go ahead and, we're going to go ahead and like get a lot of videos in, record for as long as I can. I have made one video. This happened to me the last time I recorded too, when I did the Ultimate Clash. This is a part of the reason why I haven't been getting content out, right? Because I have some time before work, some time after work, but it's tough because I work in really late at night. I work like a swing shift, so, I start work in the evening and I get off work in the middle of the night, so it's tough if I have, luckily, like right now it's 4 in the morning when I'm recording. My roommate's been gone. I'm actually not sure if they're back now, but yeah, they've been gone, so I've had the freedom to record while they're out and stuff. And not disrupt them in the middle of the night. Yeah, so oftentimes I have to do my recording before work, but because I'm up so late and my sleep schedule is completely flipped because of Dokkan and just because of life. So yeah, I don't end up waking up until like the mid-afternoon, and I don't have that long to record before I have to get ready and go to work. So for events like this that I know are going to take a super long time, I wouldn't bother recording this before work when I only have like an hour and a half or something, right? So that was part of the reason why I put this event off as long as I did. But then like another thing that kind of Yeah, sucks about it is that there are multiple of these events that are taking this long, right? Like another one that happened when I was hopping in to do a big recording session was that Ultimate Clash. I actually was recording that one before work, and I had like 4 hours to record, and I intended to get a bunch of stuff done, but then that video took so long to get through. I was recording for like 2.5 hours for it, almost, that like, you know, I didn't end up getting anything else done. So there weren't as many videos posted for you guys, and that's exactly what's happening now. This has taken way too long at this point. And, you know, a big part of it, alongside the amount of time that I have, is as I've been talking my ass off for 2 hours and 45 minutes straight, the quality of my content is going to be going down. At some point, my brain is going to begin to fry. You know, and I do notice that when I'm recording a lot. I notice it heavily in editing, because I edit with my waveforms on, so I have a visual interpretation of sound. It just makes it a little bit easier to, you know, edit content. I feel like that's it. It's not like a big brain strat by me or anything. That's just what people tend to do. But yeah, I'll notice that as it gets later and later in my recording sessions, the videos that I've recorded have more and more gaps of time where I'm not speaking. And it's just because of vocal fatigue and just like brain exhaustion of just running out of things to say, right? Running out of new things to talk about. Especially when we are running the exact same event for a very long time with a lot of the same units. Like, I can't believe that I've still had, you know, substance to provide for you guys after 2 hours of using this exact same Broly to try and finish this event, right? But I suppose we've been changing up the team builds a lot and stuff, so there's that to consider. Okay. So I think we need to... This is the really risky turn here, right? Turn 3 sucks right now, because we have a bunch of attacks in slot 1. One of those is bound to be a super attack, which means the only way we could, if that is a super attack up front, the only way we could reasonably survive the turn is by putting AGO Gogeta there. But if we put him there, then that means that on turn 5, we're not going to have the Broly alongside the Broly. And I would really like that. Because if we had the Tech Broly in the first slot, then this Broly, and then the Broly and Paragus, that's actually going to be really, really good. Because look at these links, bro. They do have, is it a full 7 out of 7? Oh, he doesn't have Berserker, but the other Broly would, so, but we're not going to be at that HP threshold anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, that would be so good. It would be a definite win. Do we need it? That is the real question. Do we need it? I don't think we need it, just because we're going to have both the Daimagoku support and the Glorio support available, so that's going to be providing a lot of stats for us already. So I don't think we need the 50% there. But really quick, let me just double check his kit and see if it is possible or reasonable to put him in slot 1 here. Probably not, but let me just double check and see. So we got the support. Just stats on... Oh, he's getting damage reduction within the turn, so he has to... Yeah, he is not... This is bad. This is not it. This is not it. Okay, so yeah, he can't go in slot 1, especially with type disadvantage, and his defense is only 166k. Yeah. So unfortunately, if we want to live, we have to say sayonara to him. So that's big unfortunate, but it is what it is. So we'll do that. And then I guess if there's no super attack in that first slot, I'll just be kicking myself a little bit. But there more than likely is, right? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we would have been KO'd had we not dodged that super, right? Which obviously we had a very low chance to do. So I think we made the right choice here. And then 359. That is a good bit of damage. Maybe, just maybe, we will be gifted with that Berserker link finally being activated. We are below 50% HP right now. Obviously, we're going to continue to tank for the remainder of this turn. So it's just going to be we have one remaining question mark before the end here. The one remaining question mark is slot 1 Daimagoku on this next turn. If he sells for us and gets hit with a super attack, we might be in bad shape, right? So let's hope that's not the case. And then obviously with this guy stacking damage reduction and stuff, he's going to be perfectly fine here. Oh yeah, and he's doing the attack lowers, so we'll be good. Yeah, get as many of these as you can in. One more. Yes, sir. And then do another from the hidden potential. We'll absolutely love that. All these attack lowers are making... Every single one of these attack lowers that happens makes the Daimagoku slot 1 a little less scary, right? But obviously, if we do take that super attack, I don't think that there's any chance he survives it. I think we do have to dodge it, right? Okay. We have the reverse exchange available with Vegeta. I don't think it, like, makes any difference. Let me quickly glance and see if there's any support, because I know for sure there's no support in here. Well, it's... Oh, okay. He does support. I'm sorry. It's, Successors and Fusions, but it's only on that turn, and this doesn't include Broly anyway, so it doesn't matter. And then, yeah, I guess let's just... Might as well check the reverse exchange and see. Really cool animation that they added in there for the card flipping. I do love that a lot. That's the future of Dokkan right there. Okay, yeah, it's the same support, but it's still just one turn. So the that doesn't matter. He does raise defense, though. I guess we might as well just throw it out. We've seen this Vegeta do a bunch of attacks. We haven't really seen the Goku do, like, any attacking. Oh! Wait, this is actually huge. Okay, hold on. I'm so glad I did that. I completely forgot, because we're not going for the Gogeta fusion or anything. We can use the active skill from Goku here. So this is going to allow us to get a free Ghost Usher, so he doesn't do any attacks to us here. And then we get guaranteed evasion for 3 turns, which is cool. Obviously irrelevant here, but cool that we have the possibility for that. Okay, now the only thing is, if I do a Ghost Usher, then that means on the next turn... Oh, no. We have... we're fine because we have Tech Broly. Yeah. To go in slot 1 for us. I was going to say, there's a lot of attacks up front, so if we mimic this turn when these attacks come back, the likelihood that we see a slot 1 super is high, and that might destroy us if we get slot 1 supered and die right before we're able to proc what we need to. But we do have the strong Tech Broly there, so we're going to be fine. Let's go ahead and proc this active skill then. Ghost Usher, baby! Yes! The fusion failure. You love to see it. Alright, get these attacks out of here. Yes, sir! Okay, now we don't have to worry about Daima Goku at all. We are good to go. We're safe with him, right? Okay. So now we just need to make sure that we get enough orbs with Glorio to super attack. Well, it actually doesn't matter, right? It literally doesn't matter at this point. Because we just need him in slot 3 for the support, and then he doesn't have any defense, so he's not going to heal us above 50%. Yeah, 1% healing is fine. And would you look at that? We were successfully able to stay under 50% HP, so we are going to have the Berserker Link active on this next turn. Boom. We just did the Daima Goku super attack, so now we have 41% attack that's going to be effective for the next 2 turns, so that will include our following turn. Alright, Super Saiyan Goku doing some extra damage for us. Thank you, bud. Appreciate it. Not necessary, but thank you anyway. Okay, now I'm actually gonna need them to stop doing damage, because I swear if Glorio kills right here, if Glorio goes on the most amazing turn he's ever been on and just kills, that would be insane. The damage threshold, I am thanking that damage threshold right now. Yes, there we go. More of that, please. Okay, I think we're probably going to break through here, right? Oh, no. I'm sorry. We're still way down in the dumps because he's not on the leader skill, right? I keep forgetting that. Because Daima Goku's on the leader skill, but Glorio's not, so... Alright, here we go. I think we are finally going to do it. I think this is it. Okay, so from what we were looking at earlier, there was a couple of things, right? So, if I remember from our runs, like... 2 hours ago when we were using the AGL Gogeta team, when we launched the AGL Gogeta active skill, let's go ahead and transform him. When we launched the AGL Gogeta active skill, damn it. Damn it, I forgot that it healed us. So it takes away Berserker, right? We're not going to have access to the Berserker link. Oh, well. It's going to be better, even better, that we launch this right here and we have access to 54% attack, which is going to be better than what the Berserker Link would have given us, right? There we go. And that does not KO, so now we can still do damage with Tech Broly. But the only thing that I'm scared about now is that we first have to attack with this Tech Broly. He already had his 1 turn, so his entire passive is worn off. We have to transform him. But then now, whatever damage he does, if he KOs the enemy before this Broly gets a chance to attack, we fail the mission. But now we see that there's a super attack in slot 1, so we have to leave him in slot 1. We have to. I'm I'm actually so scared that this Broly's gonna KO. Because keep in mind, right? Obviously, this is the stronger of the two Brolys in the middle slot here, but everybody is getting all of this support. The 91% from the two characters last turn and the 54% for Gogeta are going on to this Tech Broly as well. So he's probably going to do a pretty good attack stat as well. It's just not going to be as high, and I don't think it'd be enough. Okay, I think I've officially talked myself into convinced that it's a misplay. Let's go ahead and redo that. But we are not going to do the Gogeta active. I think it caused the enemy's HP is too low at this point. That active really hurts us, right? So let's not transform into Gogeta this time. Yeah, okay. Do that. It sucks that we can't do like both things. Man, okay, so now it's actually feeling like maybe it hurt that we did use that active on the last turn and did the Ghost Usher, right? Because now we had the potential for there not to be a super attack in slot 1 if we didn't do that last time, and then we would have been able to use the AGL Gogeta active because then we could put the bad Broly, the defensively poor Broly in slot 1, right? So shucks. Okay, well, I guess name of the game at this point, what we should do... let's see, what links do we have active? He's got 7 out of 7 right now. Okay, so then let's do this. We'll go reverse exchange. And then now we have this active skill that we can launch. Let's launch this one so that we do another Ghost Usher. And we don't have to worry about these attacks hitting us again. Okay, very good. And then, let's see, does he still have 7 out of 7 in slot 1? 6 out of 7, because we need the Super Saiyan Link active there. Okay, that's fine. Without transforming this Broly here, he is... Let me make sure he doesn't have any support in his passive, because obviously we know the links are fine, but transforming him might give us some support. Is he supporting like this? No, because it's all for one turn, right? He was supporting, but that was only for one turn. So these things have rolled off of his kit at this point, so it's just these effects here. Okay, let's check his transformed state and see if he's got any support in the passive. If not, then we can leave him untransformed just to make sure we don't kill by the time we get to that slot 2, right? Yeah, no, he doesn't have any support for allies. Okay. Yeah, perfect. So then we will just leave him untransformed, so we do a pitiful attack there, do a nothing burger of damage. Oh, we need to get his active skill up, right? So that we can be at our max 24 key, get that attack support in there for him, and then make sure not to select any same type orbs so that we don't do any healing. We want to stay below 50%. All right, here we go. 7 out of 7 links activated. We've got 91% support from Daimagoku and Glorio. We have got his full active skill and 24 key super. Let's go ahead and see if we can finally clear this. We are about to hit 3 hours on the recording session. No, 84 million. That's not it. Please critical hit. Please critical hit. Oh my goodness, please crit. It's only 83, dude. After all of that, it's only 83? Oh my god. There's no way, dude. I thought for sure we had it. We even had Berserker active. The only thing we were missing there was the domain. And maybe it's because of... So that's one thing that's really hard to tell with certain pieces of this game, is like where things actually proc. As far as like damage that you're doing and stuff, right? Maybe with where the domain is placed in the damage calculations, because it's up front in the like the base stats, it actually like does a lot more. I'm not sure. So maybe like that 15% is actually like a much greater buff than it seems. Oh, goodness gracious. Wow, what do we do here? Okay, well, I honestly don't... I mean, okay, really quick, let me reread the domain and just triple check. Yeah. It doesn't do anything to debuff our enemy. It just gives us 15% attack. Wow, okay, so... it turns out we actually will need the Gogeta active or the Int Broly in slot 3 for that extra 50%. We definitely can do it with this team. We absolutely can. Okay, let's go Super AGL. There we go. Yeah, we can do it with this team. We just have to... Oh, goodness gracious. This is so frustrating. What are my equips on this guy? Maybe I should give him... Those are all EX... I'm going to do this real quick. Let me give him better equips to just max out this damage. Alright, so we went ahead and put some slightly better equips on him for this. Some super attack boost here, and then, you know, we've got some super attack boost and actually just straight up attack for that gold slot there. And then he's already got the level 8 attack here. There's nothing higher that we could put on him for that. So we are chilling with those. Alright, let's go ahead and jump in and try this again. Oh man, dude, we have been so close. We are right there. I can taste victory. We are just right on the cusp, aren't we? Okay. So it's looking like another turn 5 deal. Turn 5, I feel like... Well, okay. We should be fine. Let me not speak too soon. I was going to say turn 4 is definitely going to be more ideal than turn 5 for us. You know, for, like, multiple reasons, just because of doing enough, like, the enemy's HP was too low for us to really effectively do what we needed to do at the end, but the problem with that is that we don't get the AGL Gogeta active until turn 5 anyway, so it would literally have to be turn 5 regardless, right? So I guess the only thing that we can do to service ourselves in favor of the, like, turn 5 potential is, just try and select as few orbs as possible with everyone, so we're doing the littlest amount of attacks that we can, and then just hope that our defense carries us through. I guess that's the best idea, right? So yeah, I guess we'll see if that's the right play. I gotta start figuring out how I want to do things here. So the friend unit, unfortunately, is going to get rotated off. So, oh, well, I guess it doesn't matter because the only reason we need the Gogeta active... No, that's actually better. We're going to have my Gogeta on rotation on turn 5, which means the 55% one is going to be dealing the active skill instead of the rainbowed one, so he'll do less damage, which is a good thing. But what that means is that we do need to rotate off mine now on turn 2, so that he'll be back on turn 5. And then we'll keep Glorio slot 2. Oh, well, actually, we'll probably end up having to put Glorio slot 1, unfortunately. Okay, so the only unit that's kind of screwing us over right now is Daima Goku. Because, yeah, now he's going to have to go in slot 3 on the next rotation, which means we're not going to get the Daima Goku support. We actually can't. We're actually mathematically eliminated from getting the Daima Goku support. Unless... Okay, the only way we can get it is if we rotate off Broly. And then what we're going to get there is if he's got, like, a lot of links with him, too. Maybe we should rotate off the Tech Broly, because the only thing that Tech Broly is providing to us, besides, you know, like a slot 1 tank, is damage reduction, right? Or not links. Sorry, he's providing links. So yeah, we will rotate him off, but that means now we just have to get lucky enough to dodge with Glorio or we're dead. That's the only real problem here. Oh, and then crap. Okay, hold on. So if we rotate off, yeah, this is a failed run. This is definitely a failed run, because if we rotate off Broly now, then that means on turn 5 we're going to have... yeah, the problem is that we have Daima Goku there. In order for this to work perfectly, we need Daima Goku and Glorio. Neither of them can occupy a spot on turn 5. They both have to not be there. So then I guess our best option is to float Daima Goku on turn 3. No, because then his support won't wear off. Yeah, we lost. We can't do it here. We are actually mathematically eliminated. So let's just go ahead and jump out. and jump back in again. Wow, this video is going to be the longest video that I've ever posted. I might end up cutting down. We had that long section of fights where we were, you know, still figuring out the strat and stuff. Oh, I'm actually going to do a thing. Let's do this. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to grab a 55% one so that we're doing less damage with both of them to be able to elongate the fight. I think that's smart because all they really need is their super attacks to be able to tank in slot 1. They'll be fine. I've even had my 55% one tank a super up there, so I think that's good overall. All right. How are we looking now? We know there's a slot 1 super, and the only way to live the rotation is to do this. So again, we're dealing with like a 1-3-5. We have the other Broly on turn 2. So if we float him, then we should be fine. And then we keep the Gogeta around for the active on turn 5. Okay, that works. Okay, again, we want to try and select as few orbs as possible with everybody. Okay, so next rotation, I said it like it was that easy, right? Floating Tech Broly. No, we should probably reset. Okay, well, I guess we're resetting. Yeah. My goodness. Okay, maybe just the 55% friend lead wasn't a good idea because they do tank better, right, when they're 100%. Okay, maybe we'll go back to that. But yeah, we do need to get a better setup with these guys. Okay. Sure. This looks good so far. Because if we rotate off Daimagoku on turn 1... oh, no. Wait, actually... Oh, yeah, then he returns on turn 4, and then they're doing their thing on turn 5. Yeah. That works. Okay. So, select no orbs. I'm just gonna get this big chunk of orbs out of here. Man, oh man, look at the board. Okay, so... yeah, we'll just do Gogeta, Glorio Gogeta on the next turn. Alright, it's becoming a little bit easier to run this. I'm understanding a little bit better, like, what we have to do on any given turn in order to make things happen. Okay, and then our slot 7 unit is... oh man, we're gonna have to get so lucky on turn 3. Oh, we're gonna need to get really lucky on turn 3. Okay. Because our slot 7 unit is, unfortunately, the Int Broly. So if we want to have him on rotation with the Tech Broly on turn 5, we have to keep them on together on turn 3. But that means that we have to rotate off the other Tech Broly who's going to be our slot 1 tank, and we can't keep him there, right? So... yeah, that's actually really unfortunate. I want to keep the friend on rotation, that way my weaker Gogeta is on turn 5. Okay, let me quickly refresh myself on his super attack effects, just to make sure if we need to try and get... I mean, he does get the Great Raise on both, right? Oh. There is defense, but then, ooh, in his kit, does he get anything at 18 key? He just launches the additional... we'll be fine, right? Post-super, we'll be fine. He's already at 500k defense. Yeah, screw it. Let's do that. He's rainbowed anyway. We should be alright. And then we'll give these to Glorio, because definitely we want to get as many of those attack lowers. Oh, well, we didn't even end up supering. Okay, well, that's fine. Either way, works out. Fate is fate. We'll see if we survive. But yeah, I was going to say, we want to get as many attack lowers as we can in with Glorio, so prioritizing his super attack is going to be good. We're not worried about him really doing damage for us anyway, right? It's obviously more the Gogeta that's going to be a problem. Okay, let's see if just 2 12-key super attacks is enough to build up that defense enough. Yeah, perfect it is. Okay. So as long as we super attack with him, he's going to be fine no matter what. Alright. But yeah, so as I was saying with the whole Brolys, so yeah, if we want to have the Int Broly around, we're going to have to rotate off the Tech Broly. So hopefully, just hopefully we get that free, you know, easy turn, just like what we have right now, would be ideal for the next turn, where there's no slot 1 thing to worry about, because then we can put Int Broly in the first slot and not worry. And then he'll be definitely able to tank a super, right? Oh, Glorio. Stop it. Oh, man. Glorio got hit too much. Okay, well, it happens. He's not perfect. That wasn't a great rotation for him anyway, but... Alright. And we are trying again. Okay, so we lost. Because they're all on turn 1, which means they won't be there on turn 5. It's impossible to have them all on turn 1 and all on turn 5. So, the only thing that can possibly save us here is we put the Int, Paragus and Broly in slot 1, and they dodge the super. That's the only possible way, because otherwise we just... Because we need the Int Broly to be here on turn... Wow, he doesn't even have a full dodge build. And I don't have equips on him to dodge. I should probably change that as well, ultimately. But yeah, that's that. I'll just quickly select orbs. There's really no other... It doesn't matter. Like, either we live here or we don't. In slot 1. I mean, he has a literal 5% chance to dodge this super attack. Yeah, okay, we're just dead. Yeah, if... Oh, man, I really should give them a full dodge build. Okay, just because this is clearly so freaking difficult for us to do, I am going to, again, change up that unit. So I think something that I'm going to do... Let me look in my box here real quick. Okay, so I do have another one of him around. He'd only be at 90%, but he does have a full dodge build, because all of the SSRs of characters that I do... oh, never mind. I'm not going to do this right now. Maybe eventually I will do this, but I would have to farm up more EZA medals for him in order to be able to get there. So I'm not going to bother with that right now. Otherwise I would. Oh, and I don't have any of this Dokkan medal? Oh, geez. Yeah, I would have to farm that too. Okay, never mind. Oh, well, no. He's already reversed, right? So I can just reverse Dokkan Awaken him up here. But I would have to get the EZA medals to EZA the guy. So I'm not going to worry about that to switch up for the dodge build. But that means for right now, I'm not going to spend Dragon Stones to switch this to a full dodge build, because I can always do it with the other guy and then just make this the permanent SSR. So for now, I am just going to go ahead and... But then, dang, if I am going to switch them, I kind of don't want to give him the dodge equips. So yeah, I guess I won't. Well, let me see if there's some EX skill orbs I can put on this guy. Alright, there we go. He's got some dodge skill orbs at least, so that's going to help out a little bit, but hopefully we just won't run into a situation where he needs to dodge again. Okay, let's see what our rotations look like here. So we have them all on turn 2. Okay, so we ran into the exact same thing again, where we're going to need to put Int Broly in the first slot, or the Int Broly Paragus in the first slot, on turn 2 to make sure that they stay for turn 4. Okay, and then we can float Glorio on turn 3, and Daimagoku will be a thing on turn 3. So we're going to have everything except for the AGL Gogeta. Yeah. No, this will be good. This will work. Okay. The only thing that has to happen is Int Broly and Paragus has to survive in slot 1 on turn 2, and then we will proc the perfect, like, turn. The perfect whatever rotation. I don't know what the right answer is. Let's just do this. Daimagoku's got the slot 1 dodge, so that'll come in clutch, I imagine. Let's float that one. Yeah. Just in the interest of doing the least damage possible. But I suppose that doesn't matter this time, actually. Actually, this time I probably want to be doing the most damage possible. Well, it really doesn't matter, because if we do hit the damage cap, that Broly's going to do so much freaking damage that turn anyway, we're just going to kill the enemy. Like, there's no way we wouldn't. Okay, there we go. We dodged the super, so we're fine. But yeah, we probably just want to do a lot of damage to finish it off, because now we're not dealing with the turn 5 thing with the Gogeta active. We're not even going to get to turn 5. We're getting one of those apparently very rare occasions where we actually are going to be able to launch this thing off on turn 4. So, we're not even going to see the spoils of the Gogeta active skill. But yeah, so I guess on that one turn that we had where we thought we had it, and we almost had it because we had the Berserker link up and we had, you know, everything else that we needed. We just didn't get the 50% support from Broly, from the Broly Asparagus, and we didn't get the 54% from the active skill from Gogeta, right? So as long as we get one of those, which this time we're going to get the Broly Asparagus active, then we should be fine. The problem is that there's a slot 1 super probably right here that we're going to have to tank. So I guess let's deal with that first. Right. That's first turn for Broly, so he can stay untransformed. Okay, and it's a super. Oh, man. And he didn't dodge either of them, unfortunately. Alright, just getting really unlucky with the rotations, that's it. Basically, we're playing this like a punching machine event, right? Where we have like one very specific iteration of rotations that can work. Obviously, we do have like a little bit of leeway because it's not just like a 2-turn thing, but we do have like 4 or 5 turns depending. So it's looking like it's going to be another 5-turner here. But yeah, we have to like consider all of these things. Okay, so we need to keep the rotations exactly as they are. Glorio will come back on turn 4, which is perfect. Gogeta will, yeah, be here on turn 3 and 5 with us, so we can potentially get the active. And then we can rotate that int Paragus. Let's get all of these for Glorio. Okay, we can rotate that int Paragus off on 2, and then he'll come back on 5. So then on turn 5, we'll have int Broly and Paragus, we'll have the AGL Gogeta active, and then we'll have our Tech Broly. So that should be perfect. No, he's not gonna... Ah, dude! Oh my goodness. Okay. Alright. Holy business, dude. This is so annoying. Okay, he's slot 7, which means he's turn 5. So this is the answer. This is the answer, and then we rotate the AGL Gogeta off on the next rotation, and then he'll come back on turn 5. Yeah, okay. Well, hopefully the friend one here, that does have some dodge in his kit, by the way. I'm gonna go full 24 key. We need that protection for him, right? We really need that protection in there. Okay. Guess we grab these, and then... Not quite enough for a super. That's alright, though. We get the support up and everything. Okay, at least one of the normals happened first, so now after we take the super attack, we're only gonna have to tank 1 normal instead of 2. Hopefully we could just dodge, but there we go. We did a little better defensively that time because we selected orbs and everything. So there we go. At least we're gonna live. Okay, I think we're looking pretty solid. We are again set up with our rotations to be able to get everything exactly where we want it. One of the biggest kind of upsides right now is the fact that we didn't have Tech Broly on turn 1. The fact that he's slot 3 is like really, really viable because it means that we can keep multiple units around. We're not as forced. Oh, dude, what? What? He took that much damage? Why? Well, actually, why? He gets... For every super attack performed, he gets this. And he had a high chance of launching the additional, but he didn't launch the additional is what's going on here. And then he has a little bit of additional... Man, I've really built this character horribly when it comes to his Easy A kit. My god, full crit is so bad for this guy. Like, full dodge would be nice. That would have come in clutch there. And also, an additional attack to get us the extra 26% damage reduction would have been nice. But that didn't happen. Okay. Let's do it again. Fucking hell, dude. I actually am to the point where I don't even know if my computer can upload this video. I have zero clue. This is the longest video I've ever recorded, and it struggles with like 2-hour videos, and we're upwards of 3 hours right now. So yeah, I don't even know if my computer's going to be able to handle this recording. We shall see, I guess. Okay, so they're on turn 2. So again, we got to do the whole Paragus has to survive on turn 2. Damn, dude, this is rough. This is really rough. Okay, so wait. Turn 4, the Glorio will be there on turn 4. And then we'll have... Yeah, we'll have everything that we need, except for the ability to survive on turn 4 in slot 1. And turn 2. So we're risking death on both turn 2 and turn 4. That's really, really bad, unfortunately. But there really isn't much we can do. We just kind of have to live with that. Yeah, we have no slot 1 unit for either of those rotations. Yeah, because like our slot 1 could be Gogeta, because we know he can survive the super attack. But the problem is that then we would have to rotate off. We need the Broly and Paragus with the Broly, right? And so we have to keep both of them on rotation next. So we don't have an option. We got to just go with it. Man, that's really, really making me want to go jump in and just make a full dodge build on this guy. By this guy, I mean the Int Broly and Paragus. I am genuinely considering that. Wow, I am going to be kicking myself so hard if there is a easier way to do this, and I'm just struggling for no reason, right? Yeah, I'm trying to think who we have as options as far as slot 1 supports, because our other potential option here is to just take off the Int Broly and Paragus and put on a supporting unit that can be in slot 1. But yeah, there really aren't too many of those, honestly. Slot 1 is such a strong ability on its own that it's very rare that they give you that kind of power, you know? Because another unit that I was considering would be like AGL Super Vegito with his Super EZA. That could be a good idea, because he does do attack support for 2 turns. Oh! Look at me. Listen to me. Saying all the right answers. That's probably a good shout. I think I might take off the other LR Tech Broly and put on the AGL Vegito, because that's another unit that, regardless of the slot that we put him in, can provide that attack support for the following rotation, right? Okay, so yet again, we find ourselves here where we have to survive a super attack. A potential slot 1 super attack, right? And dodge? No dodge. There wasn't even a super attack, but we couldn't dodge even one normal. That's very sad. Okay. Yeah, let me see if that might be a good idea. Let's take a look at AGL Super Vegito. Get me back to my team building. Yeah. So this guy is going to be doing 30... Oh, it's only 1 turn. 35% attack support, but then we're going to be losing all of those Broly links, right? We're only going to have like 2 or 3 links at that point. And this guy still can't tank a super in slot 1, so he's still not technically a slot 1 unit, right? There's really no point in that. And I don't have any dodge on him at all, so yeah, bad idea. Okay, we'll just jump back in as we were. We were so close, guys. We were so close, and then now what's happening? We're just like not doing it. Okay, so we've got Daimagoku, we've got Glorio, lots of goods. He's in slot 7, which means he's going to be on turn 5, which means we have to rotate off Daimagoku now. Because either Daimagoku is in slot 1 now, and then that means he's on turn 3, which means we can't... We either rotate him off on turn 3, so then he does 3 and 4 support, and then he's gone, and he's not relevant for turn 5. We need him on turn 4. That's basically what I'm trying to say. He needs to be on turn 4, so we have to rotate him off now. And then we can rotate off Glorio on turn 3, because he has 3 turn support instead of 2 turn support. But again, we find ourselves in this situation where now we have to dodge, and Glorio's not on the leader skill, and he can't super attack for the extra attack lowers. So we may genuinely just be dead here again. Like, surviving has been the hardest thing, right? Just surviving. Okay, at least we dodged the super, but we do still need to do a lot of super attacks. Or like dodge, right? So we got lucky so far with the dodges, but yeah, we're gonna have to do like 3 super attacks at least. But he's not getting any of his passive support because we're in slot 1. Okay, so there we go. 2 super attacks. So we get 2 defense raises and 2 attack lowers. That's really good. But I think we still do need to dodge everything. Okay, one more. Please, please, Glorio. Yes. Yes. All right, what a defensive god. Okay, that sets us up pretty well, I will say. Because now turn 2 is invincible. Turn 3... Oh, yeah, turn 3 is going to be the one where... Damn. Yeah, turn 3 sucks, because, again, we're going to have to survive a super attack in the first slot with no slot 1 unit. So yeah, we'll hope that the Int Broly Amparagus can do it. The good news about that is that we will have the Glorio support available to us on that turn. So that is a huge upside there, right? And we're doing the turn 5 thing, so we're going to keep my Gogeta... we're going to make my Gogeta go off rotation so that he can be there on turn 5. Alright, super attack right away. We should be fine with this. Alright, well, I am probably going to have to cut a lot of this footage out, to be honest with you. I highly doubt that I'm going to record or actually post like a 4-hour video of all this stuff. I will do, you know, all of the... You'll definitely see all of the missions cleared. I'll do all of those first runs, but it has been so long that we've just been working on the 99 million damage cap. That's the only thing we've been doing. So I will probably cut about an hour out of this footage, at least, maybe 2. We'll see. We'll see. We will see, because I kind of do like the progression of the team. Like, ultimately, if we are able to finish it off with this team, then that was a very, very nice, like, war that we just, you know, trudged through to find our way to victory. We did a lot of experimenting here with different units, you know, just around this, the idea of support and, you know, potential units you can run off leader skill, things like that. So I feel like we've done a good service there, but, you know... It's basically been just us trying to get this Tech Broly to max out the whole time, right? Okay, so the good thing is that he has one of his attacks up there in that front slot is just the attack recover. So worst case scenario, I mean, worst case, he supers us and we die. But second worst case would be he just does a normal right there. And then we live the normal. And then we do enough attacks on the turn here to be able to tank whatever super after. And then also, you know, potentially, possibly, even dodge would be a concept. Maybe you want to dodge Broly Amparagus. That would be nice. Go ahead and dodge something for us. No? Don't want to dodge? Okay. Fuck you two. Yeah. That is so infuriating, bro. Just dodge it. Just dodge it, please. Ah! Okay. All right. Okay. So we're looking at turn 5 again. We've got him on turn 1. We want to keep Gogeta here for turn 5. No. We're going to rotate this one because the other one is going to be rotated off. Damn. 2 and 4. Yeah. Okay. All right. This works. Okay, cool. We're chilling. We are chilling. This is actually the best run that we've had yet, I think. Well, okay. We're dealing with a bit of a paradox. It's kind of an impossible thing. So, on turn 3, when we show up on turn 3, what's going to happen is Broly and Paragus that are currently in slot 7 are going to be on turn 3. And we are either going to have to leave the Tech Broly in slot 1 to tank the fucking super attack, or we can actually set it up properly where we're going to win, keep the 50% support from Paragus on, but that means we have to put him in slot 1 on turn 3. This keeps happening, dude. Like, there's no way around this. It's so annoying. It's like the unit that needs to be... We need to make it where it's a turn 5 finish, and Broly and Paragus are rotated off on turn 2, and then show up again on turn 5. That's the only way this is going to work with the Broly and Paragus, unless we just get randomly lucky aside from that, right? Okay, these rotations are free. This is kind of an obvious turn. Oh, no, no! No, no, no! I misplayed. I'm stupid. It wasn't an obvious turn. I needed to keep Glorio on rotation and rotate off the Gogeta. So the Gogeta would be on turn 5, and we could get the Gogeta active up on turn 5 and have the Glorio passive proc on turn 4. But instead, we are going to proc it here on turn 2, and then he's just going to be there again on turn 5. So now we're losing. We just lost 54% attack, so we probably just lost. We probably didn't do it, but it's fine anyway because I highly doubt we're going to survive turn 3. We did just kind of figure out, we talked ourselves through that, that either, so it looks like our two options will be have a turn 1 Paragus that floats and then shows up on turn 4 with Broly, or have a turn 2 Paragus that floats and turns up on turn 5 with Broly. Those are the absolutely only ways to success. Those two things have to happen, or one of those two things has to happen. Because then we can play around a little bit with when we float or don't float Glorio, Daimagoku, and stuff to make sure that they line up in the proper spots. But yeah, that is exactly what has to happen with the Broly and Paragus, because now we know that it's like guaranteed. We need Broly and Paragus on rotation in order to get to that damage cap. So yeah, we're screwed. Okay, so let's just put him in slot 1 and die real quick, and then we'll keep resetting our rotations until we get there. And I think at this point, because of how much of this that I've shown, just to make this a little bit easier on my computer, because I have literally a 3.5-hour recording, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop recording right here. I am going to continuously roll this until I get that setup that we need, that I was just talking about. With the whole Paragus setup, and then once we've got it, I'm gonna run the event until turn 4, turn 5, and when we're finally there and have achieved it, I will rejoin you guys, and then I will begin recording again, and then we'll have a fun time, and we'll get that done. So, sound good? That's where we're gonna be at this point. That way, I don't have to keep talking and talking and talking through all of this, and then also I can like put on a YouTube video in the background and just like relax a little bit, because hey, I might be here for another 3 fucking hours. Guys, the other team didn't work, but here we go. Easy peasy. Good night.